Okay, let's get nuts. Where's Kenobi?
Eyeballing me from behind me right now.
Oh, he's about to get nuts on your balls.
I fucking hope not.
The struggle is real.
It is.
Welcome to the SF Comic Book Company. This is SF Company Hour number 134. I am Ray Doomzilla, joined by the Maximum Effort Grayson. Here off for a couple weeks. We've been 2 weeks. We've been off.
Yeah, it's kind of needed. A lot of shit happened in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was busy. The main thing, Mr. Effort didn't watch Spider-Verse, so we can do a review. So he hates Spider-Man.
No, it's like I got shit to do, bro.
He doesn't care about SF Comic Book. We're bringing that back. Well, yeah, we got a lot of shit to talk about this week. We're doing a Flash full spoiler review. We just watched Flash Thursday night. Passing of some legends. We got lost Treat Williams, the Iron Sheik, and a big one in the comic community, John Romita Sr., huge part of the Spider-Man lore. So we'll talk a lot about John Romita and a lot about Flash. Two main topics this week, and we got a little bit of comic book news. A little, SF Comic Book Co. We got some comic book news. All right, so we'll get a couple sad things out of the way. First, we'll get quickly talk about the Iron Sheik passed away. Sheiky baby, legend. If you watched wrestling in the 80s, the early 90s, Iron Sheik was definitely one of the top villains. I think probably one of the all-time great wrestling heels. Kind of never really went face, even though in that Rumble, that later in his career where he couldn't really do stuff, he won the Rumble, the celebrity gimmick Rumble, whatever the fuck that was at a WrestleMania. But Iron Sheik, man, he was a former WWE champion, WWF champion. Famously, he's the one that kind of put over Hogan. He's the one that kind of helped create.
He built Hulkamania, dude.
Yeah, he was a big part of Hulkamania because he was such a fucking really good villain that you needed the all-American Hulk Hogan to come in and rescue the belt from the infamous Iron Sheik. And later in his career, he was pretty much, I would say, almost an inspirational speaker, man. He would his tweets and posts on Facebook were fucking great. Fuck the Mondays, every once in a while throwing in fuck Hulk Hogan, the jabroni. So he was always good for that. He never, he always fucking hated Hulk Hogan forever, which I love. The Iron Sheik, one of the greatest wrestling villains of all time. A badass, man, and definitely one of the true legends in WWF.
Yeah, I love that he called it as he saw it.
Yeah,
he didn't hold back. He didn't have a filter.
No, he did not. He said some crazy shit for sure.
Yeah, fuck it. Sometimes you just need people to speak their mind, whether it's bullshit or not. That's why you know who's who. And Sheik was fucking one of a kind, bro. Sheik, yeah,
Sheiky baby. Yeah, he was on Howard Stern a bunch too. I remember him, he just fucking just massively just talking all kinds of shit.
But you know what the true test of some people is when you hear others talk about them. I was just watching. I forgot which wrestler it was. I think it was Sergeant Slaughter. He's talking about how he became a fucking face because of Iron Sheik and how much Iron Sheik helped him. Iron Sheik, dude. Did you know that Iron Sheik used to be one of the Shah's fucking guards? And he was he fucking defected. He moved
was in the Olympics.
He came to the U.S. Yeah, Olympic fucking wrestler. That's why him and Slaughter told him Slaughter was as a heel for most of his career until fucking he went to Vince Senior. What's Vince? It's Vince Senior, right?
Yeah.
So he went to go talk to him and pretty much told him the idea. He's like, no, you're never going to be a fucking face. That's just not how it works. But Vince was in the fucking room and he was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So without telling anybody, when fucking Sheik was doing some kind of move. I think it was I forgot who he said who he was doing the camel clutch to. Fucking here comes fucking Slaughter's music, and fucking you could see that Freddie Blassie and fucking Iron Sheik, wrong music, that's Sergeant Slaughter, and they weren't in on it. It was only Vince and fucking Vince and Slaughter, but he said Sheik was so great about that shit, like making Iron Sheik made him a good guy.
Yeah, and he also made him a great bad guy too when Slaughter turned fucking heel and turned against America.
Yeah,
like Sheik was a big part of it. The Sheik being his manager and like
Colonel Mustafa.
Yeah, I love that. That run was great, man.
Back in the days.
The Slaughter popped fucking Warrior with the fucking scepter. Oh no, wait. No, was it no Macho Man? Macho King popped him with the scepter. Yeah, and then he won the Slaughter won the title. And then, of course, I got to get back to fucking the jabroni Hulk Hogan. So, R.I.P. the Sheik, man. So, fuck the Hogan. Fuck the Mondays. Iron Sheiky baby. Rest in peace, man. He was a badass, man. He's definitely a true legend. So, we lost another legend. Treat Williams passed away also. Felt kind of suddenly. Like, I didn't hear he was sick or anything. Treat Williams, of course, fucking, what wasn't he in?
He was great.
It's easier to talk about the movies he wasn't in, I guess, because he was in a lot of shit, man. Of course, hold on, I got a quote here from Bo. Deep Rising so overlooked. Treat was great.
That's I share that with him. That's probably the thing I know him best from.
Yeah, I would say that's probably definitely his one of his more popular roles. But yeah, he did a lot of like especially in like the 80s. Like see, I'm trying to go. Damn, it's one of those where it's just so long. Dead Heat. That's a fucking classic.
Dead Heat with Piscopo.
Yeah, Joe Piscopo. Yeah, he did a lot of like. Yeah, I think of him in that movie. He did a lot of TV work. He was in Empire Strikes Back that I didn't realize. That was posted this week after his death that he was one of the base troopers, uncredited cameo in that. So
really,
yeah, and they showed a picture. I was like, oh shit, that is Treat Williams. That's crazy. So yeah, he was in Empire Strikes Back in a cameo role. Some small roles, kind of a character actor. He did little bit parts here and there.
Dude, he was in wasn't he in The Shadow? Yeah, he was a bad guy in The Shadow.
The Phantom.
No, not The Shadow. Excuse me.
Phantom.
What's the one with Zane?
The Phantom.
The Phantom.
Phantom. Yes, Xander Drax. He played in
Xander Drax.
Yeah, Deep Rising.
That's my favorite. I love Deep Rising.
Substitute 2.
Huh? The Substitute 2? Yeah. He took over Behringer's role. Dude, the Deep Rising is such a fucking Rick pick, dude. That is a Rick pick for sure. That's definitely a fucking Rick pick, bro.
Yeah, he did a lot of like straight to video stuff. I don't think he ever got that big role. He was always like that guy you knew, but you didn't. A lot of bit parts.
He was the asshole he was the asshole soldier in 1941.
Oh yeah,
the one he was fighting in the USO show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's got fucking a list of things he's been in.
Yeah, looked like a lot of TV shit, a lot of fucking made for TV movies, like in later. Well, actually, all through his fucking career, really. He's got a couple TV things coming up. Yeah, nothing great. Yeah, he never got that big fucking like push, but he was always that guy you knew. Like when Treat Williams showed up. But yeah, Deep Rising, his best work.
He's got good work, but that's just my favorite. He plays really. He's that Steven. I think that's Stephen Sommers' like first movie. If the guy who did The Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was always hoping for a sequel. I don't know if you remember how it ended. They get stranded on an island, and next thing they hear fucking loud ass roar, and all these trees just start falling as it's coming towards them, and they're on the beach. I was always hoping for a sequel to that one, but never got it.
Yeah,
he was gold. Him and you could see the chemistry that him and Kevin J. O'Connor had in that one. Dude, it's almost like Abbott and Costello. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, without the racism.
I gotta watch Dead Heat again. I haven't seen that in a few years. Yeah,
Dead Heat's great. The
Joke.
fucking I think
I might,
he was the one.
that might be mine. Dead Heat. Yeah, he was called. Yeah, the chemistry between him and Episcopo was great. So yeah, Treat Williams, R.I.P. man.
Damn, that one's one of the that was the one that tripped me out this week.
Yeah, kind of out of left field for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lori, what's up, Lori? Greetings, gentlemen. Happy Saturday. Happy Catterday. Let's see. Greetings, all nerds and geeks from Krista. What's up, Krista? From Lori, greetings. Prince of the City is one of Treat's best. He was great in Things to Do in
Things
Denver.
to Do in Denver. I forgot about that one too. Yeah,
that one's when that.
See, he's in everything, dude.
He was in a lot of shit, man.
A lot of indie ensemble movies he's in.
127 Hours he was in.
Wow, he was in that one. Oh shit, easy. This little fucker, dude. I got my own little graboid fucking living in with us and shit. He fucking goes behind the thing, and all we see is the light fucking shaking. I'm like, oh, graboid.
He's gonna get you.
Stampede.
Yeah, Tremors. Got them Tremors. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna talk about Romita a bunch, but let's talk about some comic news, man. We got a couple of some comic things dropping. First, just your thoughts on this one. This is the Bo pick of the week. I told people you got to wake up Bo for this one. So we're gonna get Predator versus Wolverine coming out. I think when we first heard about the Fox merger, I think this is one of the ones we like. Oh, we the Marvel crossover we wanted. Predator versus Wolverine. This makes total sense. This one's going to be written by Benjamin Percy, who's been writing the Wolverine comic. Pretty decent writer. I actually like his writing. It's pretty decent. I haven't read enough of it, but what I've read, it's pretty good. This is kind of a dream project for him. He was like, I was born to write this book, so he's
that's awesome. He's thought about this.
Yeah. So all right. So this is the story. Story will reveal a bitter rivalry between Wolverine and the Yacha, who has been stalking him since his earliest day. Witness the never before told encounters as Percy brings the bloodiest hunters into pulp culture, in all pulp culture to the knees. The thrills to kill. Wolverine has lived one of the longest and most storied lives in comics history. Now witness the untold greatness battles of Logan's life against a Predator. Once a Yacha seeks the greatest prey in existence, it finds it in Weapon X. From the blood-ridden snows in Canadian wilderness to sword-slinging streets of Madripoor, Wolverine and Predator break everything in their paths away to ultimate victory or glorious death. He goes on to talk about how he's like born to write this. He loves all this shit. So, what do you think of this, man?
Dude, I'm fucking stoked for it. You know, like depending on how long Wolverine has lived, like 1800s. So he's probably had at least like a century and a quarter to fucking fight these guys. Like how many times has he fought them throughout his like existence? That's what's going to be interesting to find out. Because if they're saying it's a rivalry going, this is going to be going on for decades. His first encounter. When did it happen? Yeah. Like, is that this first encounter? Because it looks like he's just coming out of Weapon X right there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah. The Guns, Claws, Beef, and Bloodbath, both franchises have been stewing in my brain since 1987, when I read myself to sleep every night with a stack of Marvel comics, and my friends and I used to play Predator with Nerf guns in the woods and living near our neighborhood. The epic hunt will span decades, as both of these giants are hardened and grow deadlier with time. Neither will have time to bleed, but better make time to read. I like that. So this looks awesome. I'm totally down for this. This is I want to see more of this. I think that was like I said, I think this was one of our top picks when we when they first Fox got over and they were talking about bringing the Predator and Alien into the universe. So this makes perfect sense. Wolverine makes total sense for to fight the Predator. So this is going to be coming out.
Who's the writer on this again?
Benjamin Percy.
Benjamin Percy.
Yeah.
What's he written before this?
He's written like Wolverine. He's written.
Okay.
Yeah, he has written Wolverine
So he knows the
comics.
character. Yeah. No,
He
I was
knows the
just wondering if
character.
he's coming from like an indie book or something.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, it's gonna be a 4-issue limited series later this year. I think I heard like November or some shit. So, yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, September 20th.
Hmm.
This book's coming out. So cool, awesome. I'm totally gonna get this. Frank, put it on the list. Frank, thank you, Frank. All right, so another. All right, so have you heard about this? Someone will take this off the thing. Some Get off there. My computer's so slow right now. Have you heard of this?
Void Rivals. No.
Yeah. This is issue number 1 that just came out, written by Robert Kirkman. All right. So the thing
ooh,
about this.
I like his shit.
So, well, you're gonna like it even more when I reveal what this actually is. So this is so written by Skybound Studios. So Void Rivals. I kind of didn't want to send you this because I wanted to see your reaction. So this is so you know that Hasbro, the G.I. Joe Transformers licenses are all up in the air, right? So now Image has them. So who's in charge of the Transformers G.I. Joe stuff? Robert Kirkman and Skybound are doing Transformers. This is the first issue of the Energon universe. And to like, this was no fanfare. This was no, I'm going to spoil the book. It's already been spoiled a bunch. Jetfire appears in the book. So this is the start of a shared G.I. Joe Transformers universe. They're starting G.I. Joe with 301. Larry Hama's going to be writing. We're going to get a Transformers #1 written by was it Daniel Warren? Was it
Daniel Warren Johnson?
We're going to Duke #1 written by, and Cobra Commander #1 written by Joshua Williamson, who did a great run on Justice League and The Flash. So this is the start of the Energon universe. Robert Kirkman's going to be spearheading this. He is famously loves these characters. He is like he talked about in his office. He's surrounded by Transformers and G.I. Joe. He's like, and you can kind of tell in his like writing if you read Invincible and stuff like that. There's definitely a influence of that kind of stuff in there. So he's going to be spearheading this. This is the first, actually pretty good issue book. It really came in with no fanfare. There's no like pre-solicits like, oh, this is going to be start of the like this was kind of a surprise. So people started posting, oh shit, this is like there's Jetfire is going to be this is like a start of something way bigger. And the book, it's like these two rival aliens. They're battling. They both crash on a planet. They're trying to figure out to get how to get out.
What time does it take place?
I don't know. That's the thing. We don't. I don't know if this is the future, this is the past, this is the present. So this is kind of a mystery box kind of thing. These two rival aliens, and they come across Jetfire, and they kind of reawaken him. And he's like, I've been asleep for thousands of years. So this is kind of cool because it wasn't like now the cat's out of the bag, and there's gonna be the second printing is gonna have Jetfire on the cover because they know like now the cat's out of the bag. This is gonna be a hot thing now because this I kind of like this because so many things are spoiled nowadays. For the most part, this kind of came without any like fanfare or whatever. Oh, this is a new book by Robert Kirkman. Cool, you know Kirkman's gonna get some heat. But Void Rivals, the start of the Energon universe, Transformers, G.I. Joe. I think in really, really good hands, man. What do you think about this?
Dude, I'm fucking excited. I like when a fucking fan gets a hold of shit. You know, I was always scared like of what Seth Rogen would do once he gets a hold of shit, but so far it's pretty good. So the fact that they're making this, and we've also heard that they're setting up for G.I. Joe Transformers in film. You always say that it has nothing to do with, you know, the hand-in-hand kind of thing. I think it definitely does. You know, they want people to try to buy more comics based on what's going on in the movies. Like, oh, look, these are the stories that are happening. And I think that's a smart thing to do right now, because everybody who was at that comic book fucking that Toy Con and shit, they're gonna fucking get all over this. G.I. Joe's versus Transformers, or G.I. Joe and Transformers in the same universe.
And it's been done. They've been connected since the beginning. Like Marvel.
What else is Hasbro? Mask.
Mask is Hasbro.
That they can come in too.
They've done this. They've tried to do this like fucking so many times, but it's kind of just been kind of meh.
But that's the thing. Like there are blueprints to how to do this now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's been done. It's already been done, but it hasn't been done to the like quality of like the way I don't know, it hasn't been done the way it deserves to be done. So this is going to be a huge thing.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Yeah. So together, Void Rivals, Transformers, and G.I. Joe will make up the Energon universe, which reboots the latter two properties for their new home. Running alongside Void Rivals will be the new monthly Transformers comic. Daniel Warren Johnson, who did do a Powerbomb that Hondo was talking about, and a line of character-focused G.I. Joe limited series, first by Duke, and then the second Cobra Commander. Let's see. Yeah, so this is interesting, man. Like IDW and Devil's Due had the license, but I don't know. Like every time I picked up one of those issues of GI Joe or Transformers, it just felt kind of boring to me, man. I didn't really get into it, man. But Kirkman being involved, this gets me excited, man. I think I wanted to.
He's a good writer too. Like I've read a lot of his stuff. It's all fun.
Yeah,
it's
he's
all very readable.
So yeah, this is Void Rivals is the same guys who did you read Oblivion Song? It was by them. He's the artist in this too. So they have a good chemistry. Let's see. This is just kind of the start. This is like gonna be like the opening silo to build to a bigger thing. So I'm curious to see what's so what's next for the Energon universe? And in addition to writing Void Rivals, Kirkman is serving as a showrunner of sorts for the larger Energon universe, supervising the upcoming Transformers G.I. Joe books, ensuring everything fits together in a larger puzzle. Just going on how passionate they are about this property. Like you said, the movies just kind of tease the spoilers for Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I haven't seen it yet.
I do want to go.
I read enough spoilers. It's not as good as Bumblebee, but it's better than a lot of the Michael Bay crap. So yeah, this is exciting, man. I'm hoping they get the movies right because the movies have been kind of all over the place. A G.I. Joe Transformer crossover movie could be epic, or they could fail miserably and ruin everything. Yeah, get him, Kenobi, strike him down. Strike him down.
No anger. Go away. Fuck. Fucking asshole.
What would you like to see, man, from this? Like, what would you want to see come out of this?
I definitely want to see Mask come into the
I don't know if they have the Mask rights because Hasbro gave them rights to G.I. Joe and Transformers, but they did try to do a Mask like Hasbro shared universe, like with ROM and like what was the other properties they tried to do, like Micronauts and shit like that. They tried to do like
I don't know. I think Micronauts and ROM work better in their own universe, kind of away from this.
It was called Revolution or some shit like that. I remember trying to read it. It was kind of meh.
I think the one that lends more itself to this is a lot of the big time cartoon properties. I know they didn't have like Thundercats or all the other shit, but Hasbro has a great line.
Like Mask fits perfectly in
fits perfectly in this.
Like it's the crossover between basically Transformers and G.I. Joe. It's like the middle ground. Like, we have Transformer vehicles with like soldiers in the
God damn, he loves those boxes, dude. You hear
that? So they tried to do this. It was called Revolution with all the Hasbro properties. It was Autobots. It was G.I. Joe. It was what else? It was Mask. It was another Micronauts. And it just didn't. It just kind of felt like a mess. I think it didn't really flow together. It had a lot of it's cool. We'll just put all these characters together, but I couldn't get into it. I was like, man, I love this. Should be appealing to me. Like, I love all this shit. Like, this is the shit we grew up on. Like, this should instantly be an instant win. But they never really got it right. Like, just because you throw characters together doesn't mean that it's gonna
work. They have to work together. Which, it's to tell a good story. Things have to, like, the characters have to work together. You just can't fucking like hodgepodge them and expect, it'll turn into Mortal Kombat fucking Annihilation.
Yeah. like, oh, remember this? Because shows up. Oh yeah, remember this?
Yeah, people do say that about comic book movies or fan service movies when they show too much fan service. It's like, don't get mad because you're not in on it.
Fan service works if you do it well. There's like certain things like
Super Mario Brothers did it very well.
Just watched that again last night. Like fan service, yeah, there's a lot
of that's great fan service.
The whole movie's fan service. And we're going to talk about fan service in a little bit here. But then it's Space Jam 2. There's what was the other one?
I didn't watch Space Jam 2. Did you watch Space Jam 2?
Oh, it was fucking horrible. So bad.
You watched it. Wow.
Oh yeah.
There are some movies that you will sit through that I won't, and there are movies that I will sit through and that you won't. But that's definitely not.
And I was intoxicated. I was high. I was fucking in the right fucking mood to like just have a good time and laugh. Like, oh, this is even with a fucking even a little drunken stupor. I was like, this is fucking garbage. Like, there's no like redeeming quality. It's just fucking really bad.
chasing the goat jam. That's what it should be called. Following the goat jam.
The goatsy.
Goat. Jordan Goat.
No argument here. All right. But this looks exciting, man. I'm excited about this. We're definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna pick up the issues. I'm definitely want to check out. I'm curious about Transformers. I don't really care about Duke, but I'll probably check out the Cobra Commander.
Oh, dude, Duke.
I'm not a big fan of Duke. Duke's fine.
Just remember, if this is Kirkman's not writing this one, right?
Joshua Williamson. Joshua.
Yeah, but do you like? And you said you like this stuff that he did, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he can fucking spin a story that'll make you care about Duke, bro.
Duke's boring. Yeah, I want to see Baroness. I want to see Cobra's. I would Team Cobra. G.I. Joe was lame.
Not all of them are lame. Shipwreck's cool. Fucking Barbecue, he's cool.
Hi, Barbecue. Hey,
I love Barbecue.
Yeah, Barbecue. I like Spirit.
I love Slaughter. Spirit, of course.
Chuckles. I was Team Cobra though. I'm more of a Cobra guy. Cobra had the coolest.
Storm Shadow alone, bro.
Cobra looked cooler. They had the cooler vehicles. They were more badass.
They had more fun. Fucking what was it? Cold Slither?
Zartan, fucking
Tomex and Zaymot? They're fun, dude. Yeah, I love Zartan. Oh, that's great. Zartan's my guy, dude. Fucking love Zartan. Those are my favorite cartoons. Every time he's in it with the swamps and all that shit. It's the voice, I think. You stupid Joes. Stupid Joes.
Yeah.
Where was he supposed to be from? Australia?
I don't know. He was Australian, and then there was the swamps of fucking like Louisiana. And
but he was not Cajun.
He was all over the fucking. His accent was kind of all over the place, man. Stupid Joes. I don't know.
Joes. He was Kiwi.
Maybe Kiwi. I don't know. We can look that up. All right. So hey, if you're new to the channel or you're not new to the channel, like this video, subscribe to the video, turn on notification bell so you know where to jump on. Usually Saturdays, sometimes Tuesdays, depends. Schedule's a little hectic. Yeah, we missed a week and a half, 2 weeks because busy life. But we're back on it. We're get back on fun. A lot of movies coming out, a lot of comic stuff, a lot of like conventions and what have you coming up. So, all right, a lot to cover.
So I just looked it up because I needed to find out. So it turns out Zartan is from Nice, France. He does not sound French.
Is that the comic book lore or the cartoon lore?
I'm not sure what lore it is. It's
there's three different things. There's the cardback lore, there's the comic book lore, and there's a cartoon lore. There's some of them are conflicting.
What country is Zartan from in the cartoon?
There you go. Right. Yeah,
that's
because like it's always like weird. Like remember the fucking the X-Men, Pride of the X-Men Wolverine had an Australian accent for some reason.
Oh, that's true.
So I don't know.
They didn't know the accents back then. It was like they were gonna have Wolverine saying good day and all that shit. That doesn't, parts unknown, parts fun known, no, but yeah, parts they say it doesn't say. It's nice. It's Nice, France, or from parts unknown.
That is not a French accent.
That is not French, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll investigate further.
That is not French.
Lori, R.I.P. Brando, R.I.P. Brando too. He loved crashing the podcast when I was on. Oh, poor Brando. Did you go lights out Rick went black for Brando. R.I.P. Brando. Rick, you're dark. Not in your usual Latin way. Let's see. Comic On. That's good. Good. I don't know, messed up phrasing. Comic On in 32 days. Let me know exclusives or swag you guys want. Yeah, I've been looking at it. Nothing has popped out yet. The Alf figure looks okay, but I don't think I need that. I have the NECA Alf figure already, so kind of redundant having that one. It's just cool because it comes with the Comic Con gear, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. Let's see. Rick is his. Let's see. Let's see if we remove him. Come bring him back in. Rick has gone dark. Oh, Rick is gone. All right, we miss Rick. Yeah, I've been looking at some of the exclusives. Nothing has popped out really exciting for me. Like, oh, I need that. There's some kind. There might be some GI Joe thing I want to get, but nothing's popped out yet. Nothing I need. So I'll keep you updated, Lori, if there's anything like all that. I think the better exclusives get announced a little closer to the event, so we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, let's look at. Let's see if we have any San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Anything cool come up yet? Was it 2003? Yeah, I think 2023. Let's see. Anything good popping up? Yeah, no, don't see anything super great popping up. Barbie pin. No, there's a cool. No, I'm not seeing anything super exciting, really. NECA San Diego, they're doing a glow-in-the-dark creature from Black Lagoon. That looks kind of cool. That's a possible. Let's see, some Funko stuff. I saw a little Boo Berry Jedi figure. That looks kind of cool. We got some. What's these? These pins look kind of cool. Let's see what this. A lot of cool. Oh yeah. Oh, they got some cool pins. Oh, okay. There's a pin set I might mess with. We'll save that one. Yeah. Usually they hold off on some of their exclusives until it gets a little closer. Oh, okay. This one I'm probably gonna have to definitely get. We were just talking about Cold Slither. They're gonna have an album, pin set album, which I'm gonna have to get. Yeah. Okay. There's a pin set like done in like an album cover. How much is that? Okay, yeah. Get ready to rock the Icon Heroes and San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. G.I. Joe Cold Slither pins box set. This was when Cobra went undercover, has a rock band. It's one of the weirdest episodes, but this is pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, it comes like in a vinyl set. Here, I'll send that to you, Lori. Yeah, I like
fucking Kenobi.
Fig pens, they have great stuff. Yeah, I like some of the fig pen stuff. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the oversized pins, but yeah. So we were just talking about Cold Slither. So there's gonna be a San Diego exclusive pin set, and it's done in the record, like in a record album style. So that might be a thing.
give me a second. I gotta fucking catch up. He deleted all my notes. Oh my god.
So yeah, so speaking of Cold Slither, we're gonna have a pin set. That sounds pretty awesome. Well, yeah, a lot of goofy shit too. Like some of the exclusives are kind of lame too. Like they just So far, that pin set is probably the thing I'm gonna be begin for sure. I will text it to you, Lori. Let's see. And what did he do? He just fucking disconnected.
So there's a switch down there. He likes to run behind where like the computer is. That's his fucking graboid area where he tunnels and everything. So the power strip, the fucking button. I guess like that light bothers me. Fucking hits the switch to fucking turn everything off, dude. Son of a bitch.
Just have to hit the self-destruct button.
Yeah. he's fucking Groot and Baby Groot. You know, like fuck you, dude. And now I have to catch up with all the notes that I've missed. God damn it, this motherfucker! I'm not even sure I can remember everything.
We talked about
Yeah.
Iron Sheik. We talked about Treat
I got
Williams.
that. I got that
We
down.
talked
Yeah.
about Void Rivals.
Void Rivals.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman, G.I. Joe, Transformers. What's it called? It's called the
Energon Universe.
Energon, the Energon universe. Yeah.
From Skybound. What else we talked about?
We just talked a little bit about San Diego Comic Con. Some
What was
exclusive.
before it? Was that the first book you picked up?
That's the first book in the series. Yeah.
No. Is that the first book you picked up though? Did you pick up 2 books or you picked up just 1 book?
What?
No, when you showed them to the screen, bro.
Yeah, just one book.
That's the only book you showed it?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
the Void. Yeah, the Void Rivals #1. Yeah, going into the second printing. The second printing is going to have Jetfire on the cover, so that should be cool. But yeah, this is the first book. Good art too. I like the art. Yeah, Oblivion City. Oblivion song is pretty good. But yeah, the art's really good. Clean lines. Goes well with Rob. Yeah, Robin Kirkman's writing. I like Robin Kirkman's writing. It's very reader friendly. You know, very
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't have to strain reading a Robert Kirkman book. It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's a good read. I like how he sets up or whoever is the artist with how they set up their panels. They set them perfectly in like Invincible. I love it, Invincible. That was the most pleasant read I've ever had.
Yeah, it's very quick. Yeah, Walking Dead's like that too. It's very quick, so you can sit down and read a trade in like fucking 20 minutes. It's like such a smooth read. So all right, we're gonna jump into our first of 2 main topics, but this is a true legend in the industry. This is John Romita, John Romita Sr., of course, legendary artist, born in 1930, just passed away 93, I believe. So if you don't know who John Romita is, you know his art. He had a hand in a lot of Spider-Man's formative years. He took Steve Ditko, of course, helped co-create Spider-Man with Stan Lee. Ditko left the book kind of early on, and John Romita Sr. was kind of the guy that came in, and he just kind of made Spider-Man who he is, like the legendary. You kind of imagine. What I kind of imagine Spider-Man, the way he looks, is kind of John Romita. Like he was kind of set forth what Spider-Man is and what he looks like. He had a hand in co-creating Mary Jane Watson. He had a hand in the Punisher, co-creating the Punisher. Wolverine, he had a hand in. Luke Cage. So this guy had a lot of influence on the Marvel Universe for a long time. So he, of course, took over Spider-Man after Ditko, and just had some of the best issues, iconic covers was John Romita. His art, classic Spider-Man No More cover. I have this issue signed by Stan Lee. The issue Green Goblin. When he kidnaps Peter Parker, an iconic image. This is all John Romita. He was a badass. He drew just Spider-Man, like on a lot of marketing material. Like you see Spider-Man. It's usually John. It's a lot of times it's John Romita. He's the one that drew it. He drew just some famous covers like this, the wedding cover for Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Classic cover. That's John Romita. Just all-time great, man. He legendary artist. His style kind of dictated the Marvels, like the Marvel quote-unquote Marvel style. A lot of people would try to emulate his style for a long time. So he's like the cartoons, like merchandise.
Cartoons definitely got influenced by his style.
Like the cartoons from the 60s and the cartoons from the early 80s, Spider-Man and Amazing Friends. Yep. And the regular Spider-Man series, that's the Spider-Man. That's the way he looked, and that's the way kind of like a lot of Marvel, the Marvel style, like kind of a lot of stuff was like kind of drawn the same way. which is good and bad in some ways. I like when they like kind of let Marvel kind of cook in the '80s, like kind of let like the artists free and kind of do their own thing. That's how we got all the Jim Lees and Tom McFarlane's and stuff. But for a long time, John Romita's style was this Marvel style. That's how people were taught, like draw like John Romita, because that's what what our books are going to look like. So amazing artist. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
It's sad because this is like the iconic look. Most like you said, it's draw like him. Do
Yeah,
this, and it just went from comics to cartoons. Even the toy lines look like it. Like
yeah.
everything was influenced by his. Like look at just seeing the vulture in the corner. Like all of these styles, he probably did those characters, right? And like modernize them at that time.
Yeah, like Ditko had a hand in designing like a lot of the stuff, but then he jumped into Spider-Man about issue 38. That's when Romita kind of jumped in.
And the rest
Uh,
is history.
yeah, and the rest of and he did a hell of a run. And of course his son John Romita Jr.
Junior. And
Yeah,
he does a great Spider-Man too.
yeah, and he had he kind of drew like his pops early on, but then he kind of found his
Has
own
his own
style.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his style too. I like both of their styles. They do contrast now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Uh, yeah, and then just like just the greatest like Spider-Man stories were Romita, like the stuff with Green Goblin, the death of Gwen Stacy, just uh, and just one of my favorite. Like I posted this on Instagram the other day. One of my favorite panels, just the first appearance introduction of Mary Jane Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, isn't there like a more beautiful image? Just like that, like right there, just fucking Mary Jane, a perfect. Uh, he said, Romita said he used Anne Margaret from Bye Bye Birdie for that,
Hmm.
for her Mary Jane's look. Yeah, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 42. Uh, yeah, it was just Peter David wrote in 2010 made the Romita made the definitive statement on the arrival of pulling Mary Jane from out behind an oversized potted plant that blocked the reader's view of her in the first issue she placed her in a pound that would instantly become an iconic moment. Let's see. Other characters debuted in the Romita era inside include the Rhino in issue number 41, the Shocker, Kingpin,
Goddamn.
Captain Stacy.
I could see his Kingpin too.
Yeah. And just man, he just had a hand on so many damn characters, man. It's just yeah, and then there's a good book. I was talking to Lee from Mission Comics. Yeah, if you ever read the Untold Story of Marvel Comics, which I haven't read yet. There's a lot of they did a big interview with John Romita in there, so I kind of have to read that. It's been sitting on my shelf for everywhere. Romita's the one that suggested to Gary Conway that Gwen Stacy should die at the Green Goblin. He's the one that kind of, and that was like probably one of the most defining moments in Spider-Man history.
Comics history, bro.
Comics history, yeah. Romita contributed a string of over 50 covers and almost unbroken run of story layouts or full pencil art for 56 issues as well. Some annual stuff. Yeah, I did the Spectacular Spider-Man, this little run of books. I have the trade on that one. Let's see. Yeah, he did Romita he was the artist for the comic book strip, like in the 80s and the late 80s. If you remember, Spider-Man had a run of strip
Sunday paper.
Sunday paper. I have that too. He was after editor-in-chief, art director Stanley assumed the position of publisher and president in 1972. He promoted Romita the position of art director in 1973. So yeah, that's why Romita played a major role in defining the look of Marvel Comics and designing new characters. Among the characters he designed or helped design: Punisher, Luke Cage, Bullseye, Tigra, Brother Voodoo. Romita's cat-like design for Wolverine was based on the encyclopedia description he found on Wolverines. As vicious short animals with claws. Yeah, it's just he also designed Natasha Romanoff's Black Widow outfit, but designed by Miss Fury. Romita did uncredited art correction of large format first intercompany crossover Spider-Man and versus Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man over the pencils of drawing. Oh, so yeah, he had a big part. Yeah, so it's just part of all this history, man. Uh, man, it's Captain Marvel. Yeah, so just go through all the shit later in the career. Yeah, he did like random issues here and there. He was got older, but he did kind of do the convention scene. He was popped up here and there. But he was a true legend, man. I'm saddened by this one, but hey, man, '93, he had a hell of a run. Uh, just yeah, one of the greats, man. I would recommend if you haven't read that run on Spider-Man, like the Death of Gwen Stacy, the death of Captain Stacy, like that stuff like that. I would read and just kind of see what that how Spider-Man progressed. I think Spider-Man would have been great already, but I love Ditko and all, but John Romita, like when I close my eyes and think of Spider-Man,
That's the image.
it's this is the image. I think of Spider-Man. This is the the clean circles. That image of Spider-Man. I have my tattoo on my arm. If you can see, that's a Romita. That's a Romita Spider-Man. So, yeah, truly one of the greats, man. Any other thoughts on Mr.
No,
Romita?
it sucks because I mean, yeah, he's 93, but it's just more and more everything's like just it's falling. It's falling away from me.
Yeah, our childhoods are leaving.
Like it's funny. Like I was just thinking that would be a great movie though. Just imagine that the beginning of Marvel.
I think it'll be. I think yeah, Fritchie and we talked about that. We like do like a Madman style '60s series set in the Marvel bullpen, like kind of like the early days of Marvel Comics, and kind of like how they started, how they're kind of going against the DC Comics and like trying to go against the norm and talking about all this political shit, like talking about the Vietnam War, talking about race, and it was a big part of that. Like they were talking about drugs before people were talking about drugs, and kind of humanizing this shit, and talking about real shit that before then it was taboo. You just talk about science and aliens and extraordinary shit, but no, they were talking about like real shit, man. So this was an important run for Spider-Man, an important run for comics. So he was a part of history, and he's always going to be a part of that history for sure. He won the Hall of Fame, Will Eisner Hall of Fame in 2002, and one of the greats, man. The quote from Alex Ross has stated, "For me, John Spidey is a design of such perfection and beauty, so it has to be simply the looking character in comics by his hand." I love Todd McFarlane.
I'm a big fan too.
But John Romita is probably going to go down as the GOAT Spider-Man artist. John Romita Jr., man, R.I.P. Hell of a run, true legend.
Wasn't McFarlane's design, like just a derivative of this one? Like it just.
No, he wanted to do something different. He wanted to do kind of. He made the eyes wider. He made like the kind of the lines a little tighter. His pose, like he made it more. He was like the next evolution of Spider-Man. Like he kind of like took what was before and kind of made it in the next era. Because now,
so he did. Spider-Man he built on it.
Yeah, because Spider-Man, he put like he made where like the weird contortions and shit. That was like McFarlane. Like this, like before, this was like the most he would go proportion wise. This is I forgot. I think Frank Miller wanted to do like crazy poses and shit for Spider-Man, but they wouldn't let him do it because if you remember early on in Frank Miller's career, he was doing the John Romita house style, Spider-Man style. So a lot of artists were. So he wanted to do more crazy shit, and they wouldn't let him. But when McFarlane came around, McFarlane was like, "Hey, I want to do this," and they kind of let him cook and let him do whatever he wants. And so that's what kind of moved Spider-Man to that next. Crazy proportion, moves and like, crazy like poses and shit like that. And that was like the next level.
Like, as much as I love McFarlane, that right there, that fucking head, that's what's inside the Marvel comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the little key up there on the top left of each comic book when it gives you the number, that face, that's the standard. Like when you look at something, that would be the standard for Spider-Man. Certain people have like I don't know whose Hulk you like.
I like Sal Buscema's. I like
I like Keown's.
Keown's probably my favorite Hulk. Yeah.
That's see like, but that everybody has like their this. He draws this guy the best, and I think Romita draw as much as I love McFarlane. I think Romita has got it on him. This is like the definitive, the gold standard of what Spider-Man should look like.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's just iconic. Yeah, the images are iconic. The stories are iconic. Oh yeah, go read those Romita books. Gary Conway when he took over the writing, some fun books, man. Go check it out. And a lot of people were kind of aping Romita's style, but you could tell his influence on the comic book industry.
That's okay. I mean, it's like as long as they pay homage.
Oh yeah, no. Romita was the art. You know, a lot of people pay respects to Romita.
Yeah.
He had a lot of influence on a lot of people. So, all right. Yeah, he did a little bit of stuff for DC here and there. He did a lot of like a lot of stuff in the 50s, 60s. It was kind of like those romance books. You know, he did a lot of issues of Spider-Man. I would say he did shit. He did 39 to 58, then 67, 72, 83. Yeah, he did a lot of like issues in between. Can't really tell though. A lot of the artists that filled in for him kind of were just aping his style. But yeah, a lot of random shit. Some Captain America stuff. But yeah, Spider-Man. He did Daredevil, the early series 12 to 19. He did some Doctor Strange stuff. But
I could imagine that.
Yeah, a lot of romance stuff, just a lot of random shit over the years, and you know, he's you know, he does some issues, one-offs here and there, but yeah, he's always going to be forever known as Spider-Man's main artist, one of Spider-Man's main artists for sure. So definitely one of the GOATs, one of the best Spider-Man artists of all time, iconic. So R.I.P. John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Hit that like and subscribe button. Press that thumbs up. Am I so slow?
Tickle the button. Tickle the button. Like it.
Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Turn off the notification bell. All that good shit. All right. So let's go into the second main topic of this week. Big movie dropped. Oh, whoops! I need a new computer. Great. So yeah, a big thing dropped this week. The Flash. Flash, of course, this has been in production for fucking damn near 10 years. This has been in production for a long time. It had a few directors here and there. I think Rick Famuyiwa. What the hell is it?
Rick Famuyiwa.
He was attached at one point. There's a bunch of people that have been attached to this movie. There's been script. I remember back in the day, David Goyer wrote a script starring Wally West. That never got made, unfortunately.
No, thank God.
Hey man, we got a Wally West movie, and then
he might have directed it. Shit.
Would have erased all the fucking Barry Allen bullshit. They would have never brought him back.
Yeah.
But I digress. So Flash has been in the works for a while. I've never been a fan of the casting of Ezra Miller, like since the beginning, since I first heard the casting. I'm a big Flash fan. That's one of my favorite characters. My favorite superpowers is. So yeah, I've always been kind of critical of the casting of Ezra Miller. When he first appeared, was it Batman vs Superman? That quick scene, like little camera footage. I was like, this fucking guy, the fucking wallflower dude, like really. And then the Josh Whedon cut of Justice League, I fucking couldn't stand his character. I thought it was fucking the worst. I hated his character so much in that movie. The Snyder cut, I kind of turned around a little bit because Snyder kind of like used the powers really cool. I thought he was actually well done, and the super speed was done really well in the Snyder cut. Probably one of my favorite parts of the Snyder cut was the Speed Force stuff. So I turned around a little bit. So I've been excited about this movie. Then we started hearing things about, Michael Keaton's going to be in this. It's going to be a multiverse movie. This should have came out fucking like 5 years ago, kind of before all this multiverse stuff was going to be done. So this is kind of late to the party. So a lot of people are being like, I'm sick of the multiverse. Well, this was supposed to come out before this, for all that shit, but it kind of has the the problem with coming out after all everyone's sick of multiverse stuff, but this was supposed to be like this, the first things to do it. So unfortunately, the timing of it's going to hurt it, I think. So got Andy Muschietti coming in, directed the one good It movie.
He directed both; they were both good.
He directed one good It movie.
So
we're excited about Andy Muschietti coming in the second one. Is that good? There's good parts. I have some issues with that movie, but great director Andy Muschietti. He's coming in. Very excited about that. Then we heard Keaton's coming in. Then we heard there's going to be like a lot of multiverse stuff, a lot of cameos and what have you. So we won't go too much in the spoilers just yet. I just want to hear your initial thoughts of the movie, and then we'll go jump into the full spoilers because there's a lot of shit to break down in this fucking movie. But your thoughts, non-spoiler. What did you think of this movie?
I enjoyed it a lot. It's one of the better showings from DC. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. There's certain things about it that I overlook because of other things. So, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, in the trailers we get Fly. We get we saw Affleck coming back, which is my favorite on-screen Batman. We get some other cameos. Yeah, and this is kind of pulling from the Flashpoint storyline a little bit, kind of pulling some elements from it and then switching up a bunch of others. All right, but overall, I really enjoyed it. People bitching about the special effects. The director came out and said, they're supposed to look kind of wonky because their perspective in the Speed Force is supposed to be a little wonky. So I kind of like that. It's an excuse, but it's a decent excuse. So it kind of makes sense. So overall, I did really enjoy this. I'm a big Flash fan, and the special effects and the use of super speed I thought were fucking excellent. And I thought it was a fun movie. I like the little nods to other franchises and such. So we're going to talk about this, spoilers, but overall I thought it was a really fun movie. Definitely need to see it again because there's a lot of shit to unpack, but a lot of shit we're going to have to talk about here. So we're going to jump into full spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it, come back, time this. All right, we're going to go full spoilers. All right, let's get nuts. This is a lot to unpack here. I don't know. I guess we can just kind of go through some of the big plot points. We kind of knew from the trailer this kind of the Barry was going to go back in time. So if you read the Flashpoint, Barry goes back in time to stop his mother from being killed, and kind of causes a ripple effect which kind of changes everything. Like in the comic, there's a war between Atlantis and the Themyscians. Bruce Wayne gets killed instead of his parents, so Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. His mother becomes a Joker. So everything kind of gets fucked up. Superman never gets discovered. So it kind of changes everything. So it's kind of him trying to fix things and go back. And Barry fucks everything up. And that's what started the New 52. Once he kind of made things right, and kind of fucked up comics for a few years. Not my favorite era in DC for sure, because it kind of took away a lot of the storylines that people have been following for so many years, and kind of just like, we're going to reboot it and we're going to just keep a couple of little things, and it didn't make any sense. A lot of fans fucking hated it. There's some things that good came out of it, but a lot of things were just like, come on, man. Like the biggest part of DC is the history, and you're just going to like kind of piss all over the history and kind of change everything. So this is kind of what they're doing here, but kind of hopefully for the better. Hopefully for the better. The plot. Barry goes back in time. He changes something. He tries to go back. He gets thrown off course by the Dark Flash. Of course, kind of got spoiled in the toys and the some of the marketing. We kind of knew, and it was kind of obvious it's going to be fucking young Barry. So he goes back into 2013, which is the year that Man of Steel came out, and that's the year Zod invaded Earth. So kind of going back in that time. And so he meets his younger self, and hilarity ensues. So Barry loses his power because he wants to get young Barry his powers, because that happens around that time. And in that point, he kind of loses his power, and young Barry gets his power, which is pretty hilarious. Young Barry, I guess first let's talk about Ezra's performance. I'm not a big Ezra Miller fan, but I thought he did a really good job in this role, playing the dual roles too. I didn't think you really needed the subplot of him with his younger self. I think that's too much Ezra Miller, but the young Barry was pretty goddamn hilarious. and just the kind of dealing with your younger self and how their pasts were so different, like how much of a douche Barry would turn in because
Would have been, yeah.
He didn't have that tragedy, and that's what Affleck said in the Batfleck said in the beginning. Like, hey, if you change it, you could change shit for the worse. It could our tragedy defines us. So yeah, I guess we'll talk about. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's talk. What do you think of Ezra Miller in this movie?
I actually liked him.
Yeah,
it's the one thing that I can see why people didn't want to go. I'm not gonna say he's polarizing. No, he's a fucking dick. He's an idiot. He's an overprivileged fuck, dude. Like, he doesn't get it. He thinks just because of his status, he can do what the fuck he wants. Did he give a good performance? Yeah. I can always separate the artist from the art.
mm-hmm.
And he actually gave a great performance. What I'm hoping is that he does come back for the second one. Not for a lot of money, but you come back and the next movie is you handing it off to Wally.
Yeah, I was hoping. Like, my dream was hoping like he would have been.
He would have died in this one. I wanted him to die in this
Wally
one.
West would have been that was my dream, but I could dream big. So yeah, I thought you did pretty good. So yeah, we had the beginning. What do you think of the beginning sequence, like the beginning action sequence? Let's go back.
I like the title reveal. How they were going to do that.
I really liked him. Like when he first super speed is awesome. I love that. Like I said, it's my favorite superpower. When he starts running and going through the towns and going meeting up with Batman because Batman needs his help.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was great use of super speed. I like the music they was playing and just the visual of the super speed, him running. I thought it was great.
What I enjoyed about the super speed in this one is definitely different than what happened with Quicksilver in X-Men.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same because it's a superpower, but the way they visually showed it was very, very different, which I enjoyed. And I think that's why they did the CGI that way. It was like what the view probably looked like when you're in the Speed Force, like being propelled by it. Which I still think it's like you said, it's just a bad excuse. I'm not sure if Warner Brothers threw money into the CG.
And this was filmed like 3 years ago. Like they had time to fucking work on this shit. Like they had time to fucking fix it.
Well, but it's still it's a good movie. But I'm not sure if the Ezra Miller had anything to do with it for not throwing additional money to fix CGI.
Yeah, maybe we're like, all right, we made our movie. Like let's
made our movie. This is it. Oh, but the effects. Well, explain it. But I like Ezra Miller. I love Ben Affleck in it.
Yeah, it's good.
It just proved and confirmed that he's the best on-screen Batman.
I'm just glad we got at least one more adventure with him.
We don't know what else. We don't know yet.
I think they're gonna move on. Yeah,
I'm not sure yet. I'm trust me, I am not sure yet.
I would love.
The thing is, he doesn't have to. They aged him. If they just they aged him up to make him look like a more fucking grizzled bat. I think they can do it. I think they can do it in reverse. Just like not put so much makeup on.
Yeah, I would, man. I just the fact that he never got his solo Batman movie
robbed. Yeah.
I mean, I love the little chemistry between him and Gal Gadot. Like when he's like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?" Like, oh man, I wanted to see that play out, man. I love that romance, man. I wanted to see that.
Wouldn't mind Pattinson coming in?
Yeah, but I don't know if he fits with this world, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
does he fit?
Yeah, I don't know if he fits with.
He is the right age for what they want to do.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're definitely going to break down what we're going to definitely go to talk about what we think this is all going. So yeah, what do you think of the baby shower sequence?
Oh, I fucking loved it.
It's fucking pretty hilarious. Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Some of the worst CG in the movie is the babies. The babies look so bad. It looked like the dancing baby from fucking back in
Ally McBeal. Yeah, Abby McBeal. Yeah, it looks really bad, dude. But I still liked it. The dog, the slow motion dog, the fucking eating of the hot. When he had the munchies, I thought he was gonna save the babies, and he goes over and busts the machine and just starts fucking eating as many calories as he can. That shit cracked me the fuck up. Yeah. Because that I'm not sure if I remember reading that in the Flash book that he was just so low on calories, but he does have a high metabolism. He needs to eat.
That started Wally West started that. Like yeah. The thing, all the cool shit about Flash.
They always give it to fucking Barry.
Yeah, Speed Force. That was Wally. The fucking the carbo load. That was Wally. like the fucking dark, all that shit. That's all Wally, man. So whatever. I digress. Uh, uh, so yeah, I like that sequence. The opening sequence is great. The interaction with Affleck and the Gal Gadot cameo was great too. I'm glad to see her again. I like this better than the Shazam cameo. I thought the Shazam cameo was like a little too like I don't know, too shoehorned. Didn't seem real.
Oh, Gal.
Yeah, I like this one a lot better. Her showing up in this one. All right, so yeah, we go into the past. Like we already talked about that. I did like the time. I like the concept of the chrono. Was it chrono bowl?
Yeah, the chrono ball.
Yeah, when he's kind of like.
I kind of feel like that was their interpretation of the cosmic treadmill in a way.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Good shout. And he could kind of rewind time and kind of go back, and discovers he can actually go into the past. So he changes the past, ends up in the current line, and he's trying to put together the Justice League. There's no mention of Superman. There's no Wonder Woman. He calls fucking Boba Fett, and he's not married. He didn't marry Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
So there's no Arthur Curry, but there is a Bruce Wayne. So they go to I did like Barry giving his powers to young Barry, and Barry like kind of like running off and trying to just create all kinds of havoc and shit. That was a pretty funny scene. I like that.
Yeah.
Scene.
What did you do? What happened?
I did like the reveal of the suit coming out of the ring. I thought it was fucking. That as a comic fan, that was fucking really cool. I'll talk about some of my criticisms, but I do have some criticisms about some of the story. But we'll talk about that a little later. But
they can be so loose. They can be loose with it. That's the whole. I fucking hate Flashpoint. To start, I hate Flashpoint. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, we know. We know.
It's a shitty. I think it's because it's New 52. I hope this is not where they're going though. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna read some of the comics. If I miss some of the comics, I'm just going to what's relevant to the Flash. So we'll go through a little comic right now. Let's see. Big Leo. He likes the movie. Movie was cool. Cameo saved the film.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if I think the movie would have worked without the cameos, but it definitely made it put it a little bit. It made it upper tier for sure.
Can I tell you what I liked about it the most? You ended up caring about Barry. Like you end up caring if you end up going into a movie and if you don't like the characters, like I don't care about what happens to Natasha Romanoff in Black Widow. I really don't. Is that my fault? No, but I go in to Barry, not liking it, or Ezra Miller. Performance good enough to make me like the character. Care about what's going on with them. Even like the young Barry.
Yeah, CGI was Yeah, CGI was not the greatest on some things, but the speed stuff was handled great, and that was more important to me than any of the shitty CGI.
Like him running up the wall and shit.
Yeah, I like that shit, and that shit doesn't have to have great CGI. It's like it's supposed to have kind of be out of the realm of reality. Keaton was a real stay of the film. I thought Keaton was cool, but I kind of wanted to know more about.
Batman was a great stay in the home.
This wasn't the Tim Burton Batman. This was like an alternate universe where Keaton's the Batman.
Yeah, this fucking Batman was fucking like Ben Affleck's Batman almost.
Yeah, he was like hopping around doing like
beating the shit out of people, dude. That's probably the second. I don't know if that's the best. It might be the second best fucking Batman fight. Like
that warehouse
scene. Warehouse scene is number one. But this he went ham, and he's an older dude.
Yeah. Let's see. Krista, yay for Christopher Reeve and Adam West, the old school Flash. Love to see the show Other Universe. Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get towards the end.
I liked all that stuff, but it's the movie. I was already liking the movie before I got there.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we gotta find Bruce Wayne. He goes and finds Bruce Wayne, but it's Michael Keaton. We're going to the old original house. We're going to the old original house from the first movie. They changed the house for the second for Batman Returns, so they kind of didn't explain that. But we go into the first house. It seems like more of an amalgam Batcave because they have like the Christian Bale opening like they had movies. So this is kind of I don't know if this is an amalgamation, but this is this is not
Definitely
the
the Batmobile.
this is they have the Batmobile. And the people keep on saying, "Oh, it's the Batwing from the '89." This is not the Batwing from the '89 movie. Everyone,
Batwing from 81. Batwing from 89 was a one seater.
yeah, and then this was way bigger. It didn't have the fucking loop-de-loop thing, and this is a way different design. I don't know, like everyone like keeps on saying this is the Batwing from the first movie. I was like, no, it's not. This is totally different. It's bigger, first of all. Two-seater, and design is totally different. So I don't know why people keep mentioning it's the old school one. So they meet Batman. They they have like a goofy little fight scene in the kitchen where he kicks their ass, and he kind of explains time travel. I kind of like how he kind of explained time travel. Like you got have to do that in some movies. So what'd you think of Michael Keaton showing up, man?
Michael Keaton was awesome. Old man Bruce. Oh shit! The fucking shark is swimming. Where is he? I just heard fucking ruffling. He means he's about to attack. But no, it's Michael Keaton was. I love the beard. I love the hair. Just he let himself go. Not physically though. It was funny. It was almost like kind of Jackie Chan-ish in the fight.
Yeah.
Where he has the accident and like dives forward like with the fucking drop kick. It was great. Michael Keaton's great.
Did you notice the green marks on his hand?
Huh?
Did you notice the green marks on his hand? I saw no one else talk about this, but he has green marks on his hand. Is that from like Joker fucking Venom, or is that from like
green?
Yeah, like when he was like touching the picture, he had like green marks on his hand. I was wondering if that was like from Joker gas, exposure to Joker gas or something.
Interesting. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody else bring that up, so I wasn't sure about that. Maybe it was something else, but
I'll have to go back just to see that.
Yeah. Definitely a movie you're gonna have to rewatch. So they team up. Basically, the plot straight from Flashpoint, where they want to find a Superman. They
need to handle Zod, man. They're like they can't do it by themselves.
Well, yeah, and that's part of the plot. This is going to the beginning of Man of Steel. There's no Superman to fight Zod, so they need a Superman to fight Zod. Zod is going to invade. They're looking for Kryptonian. And so they find out there's a Kryptonian being held at a base in Russia, and they go and rescue Cora Zor-El, which is what was her name? The actress's name?
Sasha Calle.
She was great. I thought she was really good.
She was the fucking thing of the film. She was
I
didn't like the idea of a dark-haired Supergirl.
Yeah, when they first showed the images of her on set, it was like camera, like paparazzi photos. It didn't look great. The suit didn't look good. She didn't look good in it. It just kind of looked like a mess. But in the movie, and that's kind of what we kind of talked about too. Like, let's see how it looks on film. And that's why you kind of wait. Don't base shit on paparazzi photos until you see it edited, shot, cleaned up on film. First of all, fucking gorgeous fucking lady, and in that she filled out that super suit for sure. Plot straight from the comic. They go rescue her. She's being hidden away from the yellow sun, and then she gets her powers, and she gets her Superman powers, and it's a great fight scene between her and a bunch of soldiers, Batman kicking ass, and it's a really cool scene. What do you think about the Supergirl rescue?
I liked the direction of everything. I like seeing it was like she was an emaciated version of herself. I love when the sun touched her. You can see her skin just started forming because you could see it like the skin was like sticking almost down to the bone, and you could see just like she started becoming normal. And Muschietti knows how to fucking direct these superpowers. That's what I really fucking enjoy. His fight scenes that he directed with her, the soldiers was sick. Her against the Kryptonians was fucking sick.
The fights were she was kicking ass.
She's a badass, dude. I thought she was the fucking she was the thing of the movie. The only sad part is I'm not sure if she's gonna be coming over.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's the only bad part because in this universe she's destined to die.
Yeah, I would have loved to see her kind of further on. Like, like you said, I wasn't like too a big fan of a blonde super. My Supergirl is blonde. Like that's that's what that's like my Wally West.
Power Girl's blonde too. Yeah, you know, it's like
But yeah, she kicked ass. I thought she was great. She's definitely a highlight of the movie. Like I said, like man, that she filled out that suit nicely. Uh, but yeah,
I love how she talked about her cousin, like Cal, like when her and her the exchange between her and Zod, when she tells him like, "Yeah, we found the infant. He didn't make it." Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. It fucking hurts. I just like she's great. I just hope they do bring her back. I don't see that happening.
yeah, I don't see it happen. I think we're going to see a lot of.
I see a lot of these people not coming into.
Yeah, we'll kind of talk about our theories for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go to the battlefield with Bod. The scene in Man of Steel where they first confront the military, and then basically they kill dude, and they have a battle. Pretty fun battle. They a lot of cool scenes, a lot of cool action, a lot of good use of super speed, a lot of fun superhero action, and then young Barry thinks, oh, we can change this. Supergirl dies, Batman dies. Like we can change this. Go back in the past and change it. So he keeps going back in time, trying to change it. Every time it gets worse, it's an inevitability that this is going to happen. This is a canon event. If you saw Across the Spider-Verse, so this is gonna. Every time he goes back and tries, he gets a little darker, and he becomes Dark Flash. Barry tries to reason with him, like, dude, like you can't change. This is like you're just making it worse. And the more he goes back, he adds more armor to him, like more like things get stabbed with Kryptonian armor, gets fused with him. By the time he ends up the Dark Flash, he's the one that pushed Barry off the path when he was going back in time and kind of brought him to 2013.
Question.
Yes.
Just one question, because I still don't know who did it. I'm assuming he did, but he didn't kill Barry's. Who killed Barry's mom?
Okay, that's another big question too, and that's kind of the plot holes of the movie. Like just because he, so he changes the past where his mom forgets a can of tomatoes and dad has to go, and when dad comes back, his mom is stabbed. Like, who's to say that the person wouldn't kill his dad too? Like when he came back, like just because his dad is there, the person doesn't kill the mom. That doesn't make any sense. And the dad would have had a time to come back and stab the mom, even though he went to the market and came back. Stabbing somebody does. So that how does that exonerate him? Oh, he was at the store, but he could have easily came back and stabbed his mom. So
Barry did say he saw him coming back.
Yeah, but that's
after the scream or something.
Yeah, but So I don't know. That's kind of a plot hole right there. Kind of doesn't make sense. So in the comic, it's Professor Zoom, and which I assumed it was going to be Professor Zoom showing up, and that's one of my criticisms of the movie. Is they didn't really do any other Flash villains. You could have had like the opening scene. Why not throw Captain Cold in there as one of the villains? Or like or one of the lesser villains, Heat Wave or something. But it's a Falcone's son is the villain in the opening sequence. I think that was a missed opportunity of having like one of the classic Flash villains make an appearance in the movie. So that was one of my biggest criticisms. It's a Flash movie, and you don't use any of the Flash rogues at all. That's kind of disappointing. Like you could easily throw like Captain Cold as the beginning villain, like just like Batman's
stopping the robbery.
Yeah, Batman chasing Captain Cold through the through the thing, and Barry's saving the kids. You could have easily done that. Biggest like why wouldn't you use any of the Flash villains? So the lack of Flash villains, like using the Dark Flash, was just kind of a new concept. It's kind of a combination of different storylines.
Like this is the one thing about the Flash. If you look at Batman and Spider-Man, what makes them the fucking great? The fucking list of fucking villains they have. The only guy to also have that kind of list is the Flash. And not only that, but his fucking guys, they fucking hook up. Like Spider-Man's, Sinister Six, the Rogues. Like some people, they even exclude other guys that would be rogues, and they're like, nah, you're not cool enough for the club. His fucking villains are fucking cool, dude. Again, Mirror Master, the Top, Trickster. Like you could have had easily the Trickster in this.
Yeah, Gorilla Grodd, Professor Zoom.
Oh, Grodd.
Yeah, you can, yeah,
Grr.
Trickster. Like, even like it doesn't even have to want to be the one. Like Trickster
Murmur.
would have been perfect. Like if Trickster stole some fucking chemicals or whatever, and like fucking Batman has to chase him down.
Batman has to chase him. Like, oh man, at least he's not the
Yeah,
Joker, or a line like that. Like,
just throw and that's why he calls Barry. He's like, hey, I got one of your villains fucking causing trouble in Gotham. Come help
come
out.
get him. Yeah.
Easy to throw that in there, but I don't understand why they didn't do that.
It doesn't have to be. Go away, cat. It doesn't have to be a.
Flash has such a rich history with villains and shit. Like, why wouldn't you like utilize them? So I was kind of disappointed in that aspect because it's a Flash movie. I want to see Flash stuff in the Flash movie. They did have like his friends, the two people, hhis co-workers in the beginning. I guess the one dude is supposed to be Dr. Alchemy, the Element Man. Like he's supposed to be the guy. His two friends from the work.
Oh, dude, the chick.
He's supposed to be Arthur. I forgot his last name, but. He's supposed to be Doctor Alchemy or whatever, like, but they didn't really set that up for anything. So, and Patty, she's from the comics too. She became a speedster early in Barry Allen's run. I forgot. I think Hot Pursuit or some shit they called her. Yeah, Patty. She's from the comics too. But still, it's like, come on. I think they could use a little bit more Flash lore in the Flash movie. That was one of my biggest criticisms. So all right, so we're gonna talk about the big scene that some people are kind of bitching about. Some people are kind of on the fence about. I dug it. We get to see the multiverse. We see Superman, Christopher Reeve, and Helen Slater, which I pop for because seeing them next to each other, because he was supposed to cameo in that Supergirl movie, but I think the timing and the pay wasn't right for him, so he didn't do it because that movie. Helen Slater is great. That movie's not great.
It shares Jimmy Olsen, so it's a shared universe.
It was like the first crossover, expanding universe for the DC. So
it's a cult movie. It's a cult movie. Yeah.
But Helen Slater's great. I like her as she's gorgeous and she's good as Supergirl, but it's just not a great movie. So seeing them together, CG's wonky. A lot of people are like, "Oh, using dead characters." Like it's Christopher Reeves, man. It's like, come on, man. CGI was not great on that, but still, it's just cool seeing them next to each other. We saw the Teddy. What's his name? Teddy something from the Flash series. Played Jay Garrick for a few episodes. He was the OG Flash in the flashback.
Fucking.
Teddy Sears, I think his name.
No, not Teddy Sears. He has John Allen Scott or something like that.
No, well, he played Jay Garrick, but the actor who played him in the flat, not just John Wesley Shipp, but it was another Jay Garrick, a younger.
Oh,
Jay
really? It wasn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he played. So you saw the club because you saw George Reeves Superman in there. You saw a quick glimpse of him. You saw Adam West.
Was it John Wesley Shipp?
No, it was Teddy Sears, the guy who played him. He playing the young Jay Garrick. So that was cool to see that. And then the big one. Yeah. This was I heard rumors. Yeah, you remember that? Okay. Yeah. So and the big one, which we kind of heard rumors about, and I thought they were just going to show like a glimpse, like a small glimpse of this, but we get a full-on action scene of Nicolas Cage.
Spider.
Nicolas fucking Cage fighting the big giant spider. And of course, Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman in the mid-90s.
Tim Burton's movie.
Going to come in and direct it. At first, it was a script by Kevin Smith, but they scrapped that. There's a great documentary called The Death of Superman Lives. If you haven't seen it, kind of about how that movie kind of came about. So yeah, check that out. But they did screen tests with Nicolas Cage in the suit. It's just one of the things that I followed that movie when it was coming out. I was totally interested in it. It probably would have been a big train wreck, but it'd have been a kind of a fun train wreck.
It would have been a train wreck, bro.
Yeah.
It would have been a Nicolas Cage movie.
Which I would have been down for. It would have been.
I don't know. It could have killed comic book movies, bro. It could have been worse than Batman and Robin, but
yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that for sure. So Nicolas Cage, a full-on action scene. I popped hard for this. Like I didn't know it was going to be like a full scene. I thought it was just going to be like him showing him in the suit and just like move on. But no, they had a full-on Nicolas Cage fight the spider, which I fucking popped hard for, man. What'd you think of that one?
It's fucking hilarious. The first thing I think I can remember saying was "no fucking way" when I saw this shit. First you see the long hair, and then you see the suit,
Did
and
you
I'm
know?
like, "Oh
Did you hear about
god."
that? Did you hear about?
No, I kind of teased about it,
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure if it was going to happen.
I didn't know.
Once I saw the Christopher Reeve shit, yeah, I knew it was going to go there.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I
yeah.
didn't know it was gonna be a full on like action scene. Like we got to see him fight the spider.
I don't know if you noticed that, right? But that's something about that scene that I noticed, and it was the colors of all the fucking universes colliding with each other. Did you trip on it?
Oh, you mentioned this the other night. Yeah.
A lot of the colors had to do with the lantern colors for fucking the War of Light. So I'm not sure. See, that's the one thing I think DC has more than Marvel is events where all of their guys are in it. Sometimes there are events that the X-Men are in it, or the Avengers are over here, but their events are different. They don't include like all their main characters. A lot of the DC shit, all their main characters are already included into the fucking storyline. That's the fucking smart shit when it comes to DC. Like I'm hoping they do Blackest Night.
So
Not the first phase, but the second. Remember, what did he say? The first one is what? Gods and
Monsters.
Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite cameo out of all that?
I'd have to say it was probably the Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve with Helen Slater, yeah.
Yeah.
That popped up. Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage, but seeing Christopher Reeve,
Nicolas Cage, you're gonna be juiced for seeing Nicolas Cage in anything.
I kind of wish they went a little harder, like with some of the cameo. Like, let me see the '90s Flash, but they kind of did that in the Flash TV show. We didn't see Grant Gustin, which was kind of weird because Flash did cameo. Ezra Miller did cameo on the Flash series, so not seeing Grant Gustin in it was kind of weird. Like I
just a cameo. That's all I needed.
Just him like running by or something, like running by the multiverse or some shit like that. Like, yeah, it was very weird. But after that Flash finale, I'm okay because that was
watch it.
Literally one of the worst finales I've ever seen in any show. One of the worst fucking finales I've ever seen. I was so pissed off. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't commit time to this. I would have fucking threw my TV out the window. It was really bad. It was a really bad fucking finale. I was so pissed. So we get Flash, Barry, original Barry has to go back. And one of the subplots is Bruce has footage from the night Barry's mom died at the grocery store. They could see his dad, but his dad never looks up. So Barry he does change something. He meets his mom. A great scene with his mom, very emotional. And he does one little thing. He puts the tomatoes that were on the bottom shelf on the top shelf. So his dad has to look up and look at the camera. So he gets, when you go back to the modern time, everything looks like it's fixed. His dad gets out. He gets exonerated. Everything looks like it's going to be okay. And then we see Bruce Wayne coming out of the car, walk to the camera. So they did show this at CinemaCon. So this is a different version they showed. At CinemaCon, they showed Bruce Wayne coming out the car, but they wouldn't show his face. So all you see is Barry go, "Who the fuck are you?" like that, and ends. Which I think that would have been a better ending because you don't know what Bruce you're getting. So, but we do get to see Bruce Wayne, and it's George fucking Clooney is Bruce Wayne, which has very like almost damn near broke the internet when people find out that George Clooney. Now the question is George Clooney coming back just for a gag to fuck with the audience? Is George Clooney coming back to be the Batman in this new phase?
No.
Not
many people are coming out of this movie going into the next phase.
What is this? Okay, what is this? Why is George Clooney? Is this a fucking fuck?
He was a Batman. He was a Batman, and if Adam West was alive, I think he would have been in this.
I think the issue.
Nolan didn't. I mean, Nolan didn't give the okay for Bale, or because Bale was like, I'd do it, but I don't want to do it because it's not. I don't want to do it because it's not Christopher Nolan.
I love George Clooney. I think he was just he wasn't the right time for him to be Batman. I think if it was another era and he was Batman, I think it would have been okay. I think he was just the studio wanted the campy Batman and they wanted kid friendly, and that's how he played it. But I think in a better movie, George Clooney would have been a good.
He's
Batman.
a good actor.
I think in a better movie, he would have been a better Batman. But he was in a shit movie, and there was no hope for that. But
I don't know about that. Right? There's some people that shouldn't be certain characters.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He'd be a great Green Hornet, but I don't know if he'd be a great Batman.
I think
I
we're
just
the right
I don't see it.
Yeah. Well, you saw the worst version of it, so
Yeah, I don't know if I can see the best and like it
Yeah.
either.
So yeah, there's a lot of speculation. Like why would you throw him in there? Is he going to be I don't think he's going to be the Batman going forward. I think a lot, but I think that's a bad choice to put that in. It's a funny choice. I think it's to fucking rile people up. I think it's a great choice. But if you're going to go you need to have a new Batman. If you're going to go if you're not going to bring Affleck back, just have a new Batman. Bring in Jason Ackles, whoever you're going to bring in.
Jensen Ackles is my choice right now.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad choice at all.
He'd be a great Batman, and especially for as young as they want to make. Like right now, he's not a young guy right now, but
it's like 35, I think.
Yeah, he could still pass for
late 30s, maybe late 30s.
Yeah.
So, he said he has to have a kid, so he has to be at least in his 30s. Yeah. Well, not like my parents.
The thing is, he has to be at least what age are we hoping Damien is? I'm hoping 12 to 13.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, young teen. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to go middle-aged fucking Chris O'Donnell looking.
The age of the kid who played Bruce Wayne in Gotham, young when they first started it. Yeah, that'd be a great age to start him. That kid probably would have made a good Tim Drake.
All right, so we get a great closing credits too of the we get to see the dog's perspective, the opening credits.
That's one of the best ends credits ever.
I was laughing my ass off, dying. Great to see because I was wondering too, what happened to the dog? And then you get to see the dog's perspective, so he answered that question right away. So that was cool. I dug that a lot.
I love that you get to see Flash moving about behind him
in the background and shit, doing all this
in time. Yeah,
that's fucking cool. The visual, even though the CG was wonky as fuck, I think the visuals were fucking great. I
have a feeling WB didn't put as much money as we think they did. I don't think they finished the special effects.
I think they didn't want to throw more money at it, as much money as they are
because of Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna make us money.
Clooney is a Lummy Bats.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I can see him as a Two-Face.
Good shout. I can see that too.
Yeah. It's an interesting move. If you're not gonna have him as I kind of like that CinemaCon ending better. You just kind of have him. Who the fuck are you?
That's fan service right there. That's pure fan service.
Our fan disservice.
Yeah, I wasn't. It didn't. Yeah, that could have been the final end credits too.
Okay, and now so we go to the other end credit, the final end credit. We get a scene of Barry hanging out with Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Is Leo's comment still on screen, or is it not?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's still showing up on the first one.
No, it's not.
All right, so we get the end credit scene. So basically, this scene is here to remind you that Jason Momoa is Aquaman, and his movie's coming up at the end of the year.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
So Momoa is going to be Aquaman in this universe, supposedly.
In this universe coming up.
That's what this kind of implies. He's going to exist.
No, I don't think so. We'll find out after his movie.
I don't know.
We'll find out after we see his movie. Because the thing is, I don't see him going forward in this. I think he's.
You don't see him, or you don't want him.
I think he's scrubbing everybody from Zack Snyder's.
But he's keeping Ezra Miller
to change over in the next movie.
I don't know. I think they're good.
I don't think they're keeping him, dude. I think this is they're gonna wash up. They're gonna wash his. They're gonna give him a payday in the next movie to hand off to another Flash.
That's wishful thinking, man.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
It's wishful thinking, man. I think they're gonna cherry pick, man. I think they should just go full reboot, man. I think recast everybody.
I think that's what we're getting. I don't think he's gonna stay. I really don't. They got to ride with him because they're his boy. They got to show solidarity to go to premiere this movie.
Yeah.
After we don't know.
Well, they're banking on Aquaman because Aquaman made $1 billion, and only a few of these
Aquaman
movies.
One was bad, right?
but it made $1 billion.
I get that, but it's bad. People are
Billion
like,
dollars.
oh yeah,
I don't care
there's
how
lots of
good
parts
it
of it
is.
that are great, but
Like
Black Manta's great.
This Flash movie is not going to make $1 billion. It's going to probably flop, but so that's going to change a lot of things. Aquaman made $1 billion, so therefore they want the push that
Jason
Aquaman.
Momoa made $1 billion.
Yeah, but that's all Warner Brothers is going to see, man. They're going to see $1 billion. That's why
Yeah.
we're seeing another Joker movie because that made $1 billion.
And I hope that doesn't.
I don't know, man.
People are gonna go see that because now it's a musical, Ray. So now people who see musicals are gonna go see this shit.
You're encouraging this bullshit. I tried to get
Who, me?
Yes.
I watched it once just to see, and it's exactly what I thought it was.
You're part of the problem.
Fucking
encouraging this bad behavior.
Right. Sometimes you have to see what all the hubbub's about.
All right, so you think they're gonna? All right, so what's
I
next?
think they're gonna recast them.
What do you think's next for the Flash?
Who would I like next to be the Flash?
No, what do you think's going to be next? Are we going to see Ezra Miller come back?
I think Ezra Miller is going to come back, and the plot point is probably going to be the first third of the movie, the first act. That he's gonna. This time he dies, but it's Wally West who comes about it. We don't know in this universe.
That sounds great, Rick. That sounds like it'd be awesome, but I don't know if that's gonna actually happen.
So let's say he stays in this. Let's say he stays in this Clooney universe, right? Before he bounces around again. Who's to say that there isn't a Wally West in this universe when he goes to the fucking where he should be staying and Wally's staying there, or Wally's working, in his office where he should be. We don't know. We don't know this. So I'm hoping to see Wally. I don't see them bringing Ezra Miller back to permanently be the Flash. I think they're going to bring him over to push forward the next one to keep the story going, because the Flash isn't part of the Flash isn't part of any this first phase that they're doing. But he could be in another movie though.
Yeah,
we don't know who the authority is going to be hunting.
They haven't said that. They said they'll only announce like half of what's happening because there's 10 years worth of movies that they have planned out, and there's a bunch of shit they haven't announced yet too. So, I don't know, man. It's wishful thinking, man. I would love to believe your optimism, but I don't know, man.
Ezra's burned a lot of bridges.
Yeah, but I don't know. But it seems to be like
behavior.
Yeah, but it seems to be the Warner Brothers is okay with him because they brought him out to the premiere.
They have to stand by their guy, Ray. They're fucking premiering the movie. Anything they don't do, it's going to be seen as like a PR nightmare. Oh, Ezra Miller's not here. Ezra Miller's absent from this. He has to show his face.
He's a walking PR nightmare.
No, he is. But you have to stand by. You invested all this money and you're premiering the movie. You have to stand by your guy until the movie does and it's out. Once it's out, we don't know. Fucking 3 months down the road, we might hear Ezra Miller's being replaced.
I think this movie flopping is probably the best thing, because if this movie made $1 billion, he would definitely be back and he'll be the Flash.
That I can probably argue with. Maybe that probably would happen, but I'd like to argue against it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get replaced.
I'm hoping, but I think this flopping makes it even more. Because there's no reason for you to keep him now. Like he's not bringing in a bill. But the reason this movie's going to make money is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton come back. If this movie makes any profit, it's Michael Keaton. No one gives a shit about Ezra Miller. No one cares about. No one's going to see a movie because Ezra Miller's in it.
Same thing. So now, playing devil's advocate, going forward, Aquaman 2 coming out. Amber Heard. She going to be at the premiere? I guarantee it that she's going to be at the premiere, and they're going to stand by her, even though with all the fucking bad publicity.
They cut all their scenes out. She only has 10 minutes of screen time in the movie now.
But she's
doesn't matter. Make a character in the movie anymore.
I get that, but I guarantee you she'll be at the premiere.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're supporting her.
No one cares about Amber Heard now.
It's still both repugnant behavior on both sides.
And she's not a main star in the movie anymore. So if she was a main star, she was a second lead. That'd be
but the only difference is this isn't an Aquawoman movie.
This is
Ezra Miller is the Flash.
This is her scenes in the next movie are a glorified cameo now. So
yeah, no doubt.
they don't have to push her now.
You can't do that to Ezra. You can't do that to
not
Ezra
gonna be-
Miller unless you reshoot the whole movie and insert it as somebody's CG.
And I'm sure those talks were had. Like, how much would it cost to replace Ezra Miller?
And that's why I don't think that he'll ever be fucking Flash. I think if he's ever Flash, it's only to pass it on.
If this movie made $1 billion, he would be. But
If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
You just had a bunch of scenarios. I'm telling you the scenario, the other scenario, Rick.
I tried to shut it down right. It didn't work. Argument one. Damn.
Not for me. Who you arguing, Rick?
I argue in my own mind.
If this movie made $1 billion, Ezra Miller would be the Flash for the next.
I think they could argue it. I think that they would have discuss. That would be a hard discussion to have behind closed doors.
Flop. Therefore, Ezra Miller. There's no reason to bring back Ezra Miller, and he's not the reason this movie make any money at all.
He's the main reason this movie's not making any money. Him and the Marvel marks.
But no, people don't care about that shit. Like we know this shit. We know all the Ezra Miller shit. Like, but Joe Blow just see Batman. Oh, Michael Keaton's back.
There's a lot of people who know who Ezra Miller is, dude.
In our space, yeah, people who
no. This motherfucker was hitting fucking major news cycles for the shit he was doing.
Yeah, but in our space,
they know. I think this had a lot to do with it.
We see this shit all the time because this is the shit we follow. Like Joe Blow, common movie fan does not know who the fuck Ezra Miller is. They do not. They don't care.
Yeah, and that's probably the money that they're probably gonna get. But those hardcore fans like us who go see the movie over and over again, that's where it's gonna hurt. You go read the same comic book over and over again. You go see the movie over and over again. It's an episode.
I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna buy this on Blu-ray. I'm gonna see this.
Yeah, I'd watch this again. But the thing is, people are gonna say they're gonna be that sect of people, or you support Ezra Miller. It's like I don't. He's a piece of shit.
No, I caveat anything with I hate Ezra Miller. So,
yeah, well, he's a piece of shit. You don't have to preface anything. It's just, but there are those people who are just like, oh, well, you're supporting that. Like, shut the fuck up. Can I not go watch a movie? You do you. Let me fucking do what I do. Right?
Don't meet your heroes. There's a lot of problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at your fandom. There's certainly any sports stars. There's a lot of problematic people in the world. Like you said, separate art from the artist.
Separate art from the artist.
One good thing we're going to see Andy Muschietti directing the Brave and the Bold. That got announced. I think that's great. He's a great director. I think it's perfect for. I'm glad they have him to play in the superhero space. So that should be good. I just want to know who's Batman and how old Robin's going to be. That's like my two major questions about this next movie.
He can't go beyond 15.
Yeah,
he can't go beyond 15. Yeah. And to me, if you fucking get like a 9 or 10-year-old, even better.
Because that's how bad. Like, just look at Hit Girl. Like, he's basically going to be the male Hit Girl. Like, just going out and kicking ass. A little kid, fucking. That's the whole point of Damien.
I that's the perfect way to show somebody. Like, you want to see what fucking Damien would be, and fucking show him Hit Girl. Show him clips of Hit Girl.
Yeah, that's exactly what it needs to be. Like Big Daddy and Hit Girl. That's the fucking that's what kind of I want you to like kind of use the template for.
Yeah, I'm going forward in the casting. That's what I'm really interested in. Like, I want to see who's going to be Superman. I want to see who's going to be Batman. I'm guaranteeing there's going to be a new Flash, and I'm just hoping it's a Wally. I'm not hoping I don't want no more berries. I don't want no more berries, dude. Give me fucking Wally West.
It's preaching to the choir, Ricky.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, Wally West is becoming the main Flash right now, going forward, right?
In the comics, he's the main Flash going on,
and I think that they should do that in the movies.
I think it would solve a lot of issues, and Wally's just a more fun character, man.
He's the fucking best. Yeah. He's the best. He's just like, dude. Like, I always sum up everything in one episode of Justice League Unlimited when they're opening the Flash Museum.
Yeah, Flash and Substance.
Flash and Substance. That's my favorite episode.
That's my favorite episode,
of the fucking Justice League Unlimited. That's my
his interaction with the Rogues and stuff, like his relationship with the Rogues and
the disco scene with fucking Mirror Master with the disco ball. I was like, that's fucking great.
I love Linda Park, man. Linda Park is one of my favorite.
She's very klutzy in that one.
Yeah, I love Linda Park. She's great.
But the scene that defines me, who fucking Wally is when they're about to fucking, who is it? That's not Aztec. It's Orion. When Orion picks up fucking Trickster and he's gonna rough him up, and he goes, whoa, 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 and then he fucking like pushes him off to the side. I'll handle this, and he sits down and he just fucking talks to fucking Trickster.
Yeah, you're off your meds again.
yeah, I don't like him. It's a great scene to show why Wally's different. It goes, all right, you just remember after you finish here, you go turn yourself in. All right, Flash. Like it
Yeah,
was fucking
I might
great.
have to watch that episode again. I love watching
Yeah,
that.
it's a great episode. And
The
that's
episode,
Wally. That's
and the
what I want.
end
Wally's
of the
hope.
season. Yeah, and the end of the season when they're fighting Brainiac Luthor, the merged Brainiac Luthor, and Wally kind of fucking, he's the last one standing, and he's fucking going around the world fucking punching Luthor back and forth, and he ends up in the Speed Force, and they have to pull him back in. Oh, that was great. One of my favorite scenes in a cartoon, man. Such a great man. And that's why, like, man, Wally West is the Flash for a generation, man. Like, come on, man. Like, fucking
Barry Allen, Barry Allen had his time. Like the same thing for me. Like Hal Jordan had his time. Give it to the future guys. Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz. That's the other guy right now?
Well, are they even using Simon Baz right now?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and then they have the other girl Lantern. I can't. She's the newest Lantern. I can't remember her name. But there's like so many, just so many other characters than the fucking like beginning characters.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to see Hawkman, Hawk Girl.
Yeah. It's
What is the future of the DCU now? You know,
it's up in the air. I kind of wish it was more of a hard reboot. Like they kind of just change, like restart everything. Like don't bring anybody back. Just kind of start fresh.
they're already saying that Blue Beetle's the first character going over.
Which is great. I think that's a good start. Like because that was kind of the fear. Is this going to be lumped in with the?
Well, they're not saying the movie's the first movie. They're saying he's the first character.
Kind of wish
keeping him.
Yeah, I kind of wish they switched. Like they should have had Aquaman come out before this, and then have Flash end the universe, and then Blue Beetle will be the start of the new regime. They should have kind of like switched all these movies around. So because now it's going to be confusing for audiences because they're going to be like, why is
what's the next movie? When's Aquaman coming out?
November, December, some shit like that.
See, so that's the final stake in the DC.
This should have been the final. Bro. This should have been the series finale for the Snyderverse, which had a lot of ups and downs, man. Like, all right, so
there's a lot of things I like about it, but there's a lot of things I hate about it too.
Yeah, so
he doesn't understand the universe. He's the kid who you invited over, and you want to talk comics, and he's like, oh yeah, I collect comics. I played Injustice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I played Injustice, which is cool.
There's some Man of Steel is still one of my favorite superhero movies. I love that movie. Batman v Superman has a lot of great things in it, but a lot of flaws too.
So I figured out what's my thing now. I gone back to it. I gone back to it when it comes to all of these guys who play a superhero. Marvel, nobody in Marvel except Spider-Man now has a secret identity. Everybody knows who everybody is in that universe. In this universe, in DC, everybody's still hidden. So you have to play two characters. Henry Cavill was a great Superman. Horrible Clark Kent.
Well, he never got a chance to play.
But the thing is, the part that you got to see, he was just he came up. It wasn't. He just came up. It was just like the lumberjack fucking going to work and shit.
He didn't transform himself like Christopher Reeve did. Like
exactly. He didn't turn into the mild mannered. That's what I wanted. It's like, and even in his first appearance going to the fucking Daily Planet, they didn't fucking project mild mannered. It was another fucking lumberjack looking dude, fucking going to work. Like. Just big guy. It didn't just it didn't give me mild mannered Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Daily Planet reporter, and Christopher. I think Christopher Reeve is always going to be my favorite until somebody plays off both characters.
I can see that. I just love the Man of Steel as a movie, just like on its own.
Like right now, Batman. Both characters. Ben Affleck. Great Bruce Wayne, great Batman. Yeah. Michael Keaton, great Batman. Didn't like his Bruce Wayne so much afterwards. After I started thinking about it.
I think
Val Kilmer, great Bruce Wayne, bad Batman.
Yeah. Christian Bale, I thought it was a better Bruce Wayne than Batman.
I think he's a great Bruce Wayne compared to his Batman.
Yeah, and then Pattinson's a great Batman.
Great Batman, but we haven't. That's the only person that we can say we haven't seen his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, so that I think they're going to build on to in the next movie.
In the next movie, yeah,
the next couple movies at least. So all right, Flash has a lot of potential coming out of this, but exciting to see. I'm glad we finally got a Flash movie, but I need
3 years in the making. 2 years in the making.
Oh, this movie was I think
No,
shot.
no, no. From when they shot it and finished it.
I think it's been like 4 years, man. I think it's been a while. Like the Flash started shooting a while ago.
Yeah.
I know my biggest issue. It's a Flash movie. We didn't see enough Flash stuff. Like we didn't see enough of the Flash world. Like as the first Flash movie, I want to see the Rogues. I want to see more of Central City. Kind of like I want to see more of like the world and like
Well,
because
see,
the Flash TV series never really. They
nobody's done it except
they
maybe the first show.
They half-assed it. Like the Rogues all were done half-assed. Captain Cold was done half-assed. Like all these
Turn him into a hero.
Yeah, it just in which he has had hero turns in the comic, and he has a morality. Unless the Rogues have,
they all have morality.
They have a
But
moral.
They turned Heatwave into fucking one of the, what is it? The Guardians of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow.
The Guardians of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Guardians of Tomorrow's universe.
Yeah, I'm merging them now.
So yeah, that was my biggest gripe. But yeah, Super Speed was done well. So would you CG see this movie?
Oh, this movie's fun. Like, because of the storyline, I can oversee a lot of the other deficiencies in the movie. Because the CG, to me, he can say what he wants. I'm okay with it. But I don't think WB put enough money behind it to finish it. I don't think they felt like finishing it.
They can't use time as an excuse because this movie was filmed a long time ago and they had 3 years. I think this was filmed pre-pandemic too.
It was.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So Ezra Miller, I think, really fucked this movie. Because of him, I don't think they got additional fucking money.
This could have came out long before all the other shit, all the multiverse shit, and this would have been like the start of, and then people would be like, "Oh, this is great," and then all the other, they're just copying Flash. Like now, it's like, "Oh, we're just copying out across the Spider-Verse and all that shit."
Yeah, I'm just the other thing too. I like this movie. I hate Flashpoint. Like, I'm glad that we didn't see Thomas and Martha Wayne. Fucking another Batman and a Joker. Bruce dies in that universe, right? And that's what separates them two. It would have been an emaciated Superman instead of Kara. And I like Kara. This movie was great. CGC, I'd say this movie's like an 8.7.
8.7?
8.7.
So yeah, this movie starts shooting in 2021. Early spring 2021.
That's 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago almost.
Crazy.
Damn, man.
It was in production for a long time before that too.
Yeah.
So I would probably give 8.7. I'll give it an 8.9, almost a 9 for me.
The music.
Music was good. Music choices were good.
I love the score.
I love the use of the special effects, use of the older scores. Some of the glimpses to the multiverse was fun. So yeah, I'll give this a high 8. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a 9 just because it's Flash and I love the super speed aspect of it and the time travel and stuff like that. I love that kind of shit, but it's definitely being overused nowadays with the multiverse stuff. But still, a lot of fun.
The thing is, people are going to compare it to the latest Marvel movie, and I don't think that's fair because fucking
a lot of people are like fucking like Marvel and DC fucking Across the Spider-Verse is better and they're like shit on
the tribalism is what's killing these movies, dude. They don't want to cross lines to go fucking see a DC movie.
There's definitely some similarities, but definitely there's a big difference. And I love Across the Spider-Verse. I thought it was a really good fucking movie. Definitely need to check it on the screen. But all right, yeah. So all right, we're gonna end the full spoilers. Go check it out. Go see it on the big screen. I think it deserves to be on a big screen. But it's a fun movie, man. My computer's so slow. Why is it so slow?
Wow. 3. Are we doing a countdown?
See, what the fuck, man? What's going on here? Stop that.
Damn.
Stop it. All right.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend that movie to people.
Yeah, go check it out. Everything gone, right? The Flash review, everything gone. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my shit still shows up on the screen for some fucking reason. All right, let's go jump in. We got a bunch of comics. We're gonna go back and I'm not gonna read all of them, but we're gonna read some highlights. Why are you so slow? Stop being slow. All right, Ultraman Fest Festival, July 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Yeah, definitely gonna go try and check that out. It should be a fun time. Let's see. How was the Spider-Man Spidey animated number 2? I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think you should definitely go see it on the big screen if you get a chance. Uh, let's see. Lori, did you guys get your Indiana Jones tickets? Yes. We're going on the Thursday.
And after seeing this fucking news preview right now, I'm right back to I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it's. I haven't seen the new preview. I've been kind of like, all right.
No, it wasn't that the new preview that we saw at when we before the Flash, or that was the old one?
That's the one you said you were excited about.
Was it?
Yeah.
Seeing on the screen, I didn't get excited about
it.
On TV, I guess.
I'm cautious. I'm cautious for sure. There's a lot of mixed things, but people I trust, like Harloff and Ellis, liked it, so I kind of trust their opinions on that kind of shit. So we'll see what happens.
Great. Well, yeah, I trust him too. He
we'll
knows
have a
shit.
review. We'll do our review. So
and the reason he doesn't like shit is the same reason I don't like it sometimes. Most times.
Are you going to watch Secret Invasion? Yeah, of course.
Of course.
What do you think you're
I didn't watch the little preview yet. I didn't want to watch it. I want to watch it all together. I fucking want extras. We're about a week away, I think.
Let's see. Whoa. Boom. From Renee. How was the new Transformers movie? How you like the Elemental cartoon Pixar? I don't care about Elemental. Like Pixar has been kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah. I'm waiting to hear how people think about it, or wait till it comes on.
This is like generic Pixar plot. It seems like pretty like oh, we haven't done a movie about elements. Let's do that.
Emotions, elements. Like, dude, it's just like they're.
It sounds like
next thing is going to be marbles that we're going to see. Marbles by Pixar. It's just different colored marbles and shit, Yeah. I'm telling you, it's just like picture like whatever. Just look around, poster the movie. All the movie posters talk to each other. That's the next Pixar movie. It's fucking great. Oh yeah, you got the Max Effort Grayson. Yeah, photobomb. That's the best photobomb right there, Ray. But yeah, like just imagine anything, and it can be the next fucking Pixar movie. I liked what was it? I wasn't In and Out, Up and Down, whatever the fuck the Emotions movie was, with anger, with Louis Black. That movie was fun.
Inside Out.
That movie was fucking fun. Plus, it was in San Francisco. Like when she went to go get pizza, she just got all this other shit on her pizza, and she's like, "Can I just have pepperoni or some shit?" That was good. But yeah, no, yeah, I don't care about this. This one I want to go back to. Ray, here we go. I do want to show this one. So I didn't like the Batman Twilight Dude actor. Look, I always go back to this. If you're going in prejudiced because it's people.
Never, you were talking shit about Twilight for years. Get the fuck out.
I was.
Don't rewrite. Don't you rewrite history.
Wait, hold on. I'm not trying to rewrite history. Listen, if you're gonna not like it because of something like that, the guy's a good actor. He's done other shit than just Twilight.
Yeah, I've seen some other shit from him. Like the Lighthouse was pretty good.
Yeah, Lighthouse is great. He's trying to get away from that. The guy's trying to be an actor. So I try not to don't put that prejudice. Don't go into judging his work prejudiciously. Like we just said, Ezra Miller's a piece of shit, but it was actually a good performance. And Robert Pattinson didn't do anything wrong. He's actually a good actor. People just don't like him because he's from Twilight. I just don't like that part of it. Don't like the guy just because he's from Twilight. Sparkle back, like, because that's the first thing that people hit. Well, I don't like Sparkle.
Okay, we talked about that so many goddamn times. Quicksilver versus the Flash. No contest. They've done this in the comic during the crossover. Flash kicked his ass.
Flash beat the shit out of him.
Flash goes at the speed of light. Quicksilver can barely go speed of sound. So
speed of sound, yeah.
Yes. So, all right, caught up with that. All right, we're gonna let's jump into the pool, Ricky. What's the pull list for you? I know you had a.
I only got one.
I know you got some.
I've gotten farther in Tears of the Kingdom, but that's still a great game. So the only thing, and it's related to the Flash, is the James Gunn interview with Michael Rosenbaum on his podcast Inside of You. It was a really good. Yeah. Why is it still up? Take this down.
My shit's fucking acting weird.
God damn. You got to debug your system. So the clip, the whole interview, it's about like an hour long. Got to hear a lot of it. The firing at Disney. What's he thinking about going forward? And I do think that the DC universe is in the right hands. Like he emphasizes it's all about story. It's all about story. Like if you don't have a good story, it's not like what was better about Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad or just Suicide? It was just Suicide Squad, right?
The Suicide
It
Squad.
was it was the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Well, his movie's better because it actually has characters you care about. Uh, it has a better story. It's not just hodgepodge together and fucking feels like a gritty crime fucking movie. Like I know what David Ayers was going for. I don't think the
Well,
Suicide Squad is exactly
like
his.
fuck.
Huh?
There's supposedly an error cut out there
I
because they gave the movie to a trailer company to re-edit it, and they made it a fucking kind of a joke.
I totally understand that. I've seen Bright, so I'm not like enthused by what he probably would have done with. Uh, I can see his works all over it. He shot that shit. Yeah, they
Did you watch
edited it differently,
Fury?
but he did. It just looks weird. I
Did you watch
just
Fury?
which one?
Fury?
Which one's Fury? Oh, the one with Shia LaBeouf and
Yeah, the tank one.
yeah, it was cool. But
I do want to see that cut. I want to see that.
I just don't think that. I think that he's a good director. I just don't think he was probably good for that particular thing.
Mm.
Like I do see David Ayers. Like I like to see him direct the Rogues movie. They're more criminals than like fucking like the Suicide Squad actually becomes like pseudo bad like pseudo good guys. And,
Yeah, but they're made up of bad guys.
they're made up of bad guys.
Mm.
Yeah, but the Rogues act like bad guys. They just have a code. That's
Yeah.
what I like about the Rogues. But I think he was. I wasn't thrilled. I understand the David Erica. It's just not.
Yeah, I would love it. I want to check it out. I want to see it for sure.
Yeah, so anyway, just James Gunn. I think the future is bright with DC. Like he's doing his Superman. He's gonna. I think him and Muschietti will work well together. I just want to see what other directors he brings on, because if he gives the directors to full. Here, go make your movie, but we're still going to connect to this in a way, because I'm sure he's going to be in the writers' room like Kevin Feige is. So,
yeah, it was a good interview. I watched it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, my problem with a lot of some of those celebrity like fucking podcasters, like the ads every fucking 5 minutes. It kind of kills me.
Just go forward.
I know, but I just want to sit and watch a talk. I don't want to fucking every fucking 5 minutes fast forward every 5 minutes. It's just
on YouTube.
Yeah, his ads, his personal.
Oh yes, yeah. He has to. Yeah, him and Jericho have to do them. Yeah,
every 5 minutes. It just kind of takes you out of it. Like I'm really enjoying the conversation. Like, oh, we got to have an ad for Blue Chew, or we have to have an ad for
Escape. Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that, but it's.
some have like I understand like one or two you have to do because you're trying to make a business, make a living at it. But his was just like every 5 minutes you have to do that. Oh, ad break. Like, oh, come on, dude. You're not a fucking you have enough money, dude. Come on. And so that kind of takes me out when you're enjoying.
He has great podcasts, man. He has great guests.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out. I'm definitely gonna check out some more of his. I like Michael Redmond.
I love the fact that he said that he was the best Lex.
Yeah,
and I do agree that he's the best Lex.
We were just talking about it. He was the voice of Wally West in the Justice League Unlimited. So, one of the best Flashes too.
Yeah, but yeah, if anybody wants to see good Lex performances, Hackman's over the top. People throw out Spacey. Spacey's good, but it's just
he could have been good. But he was trying to do his Hackman impression.
He was channeling somebody else. Like I would have loved to see him as Kaiser Soze be Lex.
Kaiser Soze.
Just fucking like that cold, not verbal, but Kaiser. Just talk.
So so in my pool list, we got Flash number 800. Speaking of the Flash, of course, great Wally West cover right there. So Wally West has been kind of shoehorning this series. So Jeremy Adams has been writing this. This is his last issue, which sucks because I really enjoyed his run. He really wrote Wally great. I love the how he wrote the kids and Linda. So this is kind of like the last one. This is a celebration of Wally West, Flash number 800. So we get Jeremy Adams' story. We get Mark Waid doing a story. We get Joshua Williams. We get Jeff Johns and Scott Collins doing a story. And we get Cy Spurrier, who's going to be taking over the book. We're getting a new Flash number 1 in September, October, starring Wally West, Wally and the Flash family. So, which is great because I love their dynamics. We get a great story with Bart and Max Mercury and Wally. during the classic their classic run. Todd Knock does the art, so Mark Waid. Some fun stuff, man. Really, it sucks that Jeremy Adams has to end his run, but it was a great run of Flash, man. Definitely one of the best runs in a while. And then we get Cy Spurrier. I'm not sure. I'm totally sold on the art. I think it's a little too noirish. I don't know. We'll see. But Mike Dakota Jr. is going to be drawing it. Who's a great artist, but I don't know if it fits great with the Flash. So yeah, we got new number one starting up soon. Flash number one. Wally West is going to be the lead of it, which is thank God. That's awesome. Picked up some figures this week. Bunch of Target. They had a bunch of shit I was looking for. So I got the Temple of Doom Indiana Jones. And then I gave him a pistola. And so basically, Indiana Jones started with Spielberg wanting to do James Bond. So George Lucas came up with the idea of Indiana Jones, and in the Temple of Doom, he's wearing the suit that Sean Connery wore. I think in not Doctor No. Was it Doctor No? The white suit with the flower. So he's doing his James Bond impression in Temple of Doom. So that's a great figure I picked up
at Club Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Club Obi-Wan.
Who makes that one?
This is Hasbro,
Okay.
and that actually says it's Indiana Jones
Club Obi-Wan. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, so great figure. And I found another Indiana.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, that's the place he's at, the club he's eating at the beginning of Temple of Doom.
And I also picked up a short round done in the vintage style card from back in the day. So I found me a little short round. Awesome. I'm gonna put them next to my data.
Is that a React?
No, this is a Kenner.
Oh, that's a Kenner.
Yeah, so they're bringing the Kenner brand back. Hasbro bought Kenner, and they've been kind of bringing Kenner back. Has like the vintage, just bringing back some of the old cards and the old style. So doing basically what Reaction's doing, but they're doing this is the legitimate.
But that's legit shit.
Yeah, it's like what
they probably saw that there's a market for it.
Yeah, people are nerds. They want to have the shit they had or couldn't have back in the day.
Now we got money.
Yeah, now we got money to spend. So. Yeah, and then what was it? I've been watching this series on. Speaking of YouTube, I just started watching this series of the Y Files. So this guy, he pretty much kind of like talks about all these like alien stuff, all these stories from aliens and like alien, portals and like these time travel stories that people have on the internet, whatever. And does a good thorough like telling of what the stories are and what these people believe. And kind of like brings it all, like kind of brings the facts in, like kind of, I wouldn't say debunks it, but kind of brings like the actual facts and what he thinks actually happened.
Is that the channel?
It's called the Y Files.
That's the channel name. Okay.
WHY Files, and it's pretty fucking. It's pretty. I just started watching it. And it's pretty interesting stuff because I love conspiracy theories, but I kind of I want the facts, the real facts of shit. Like like people have these tall tales, these conspiracies, which are cool. They're fun to watch, but I want to see like what the real shit is, kind of like where these come from, what are the real people, what are some of the real beliefs, and like what these alien abduction stories, like what are some of the behind shit. So he really breaks it down really cool because he runs through the story, and then he gives you a little bit of the facts of the story that came out later, or what people kind of brought out. But it's pretty interesting. They range from like 20 to 40 minutes, and it's great contact, man, because I love conspiracy theories and I love the truth behind some of this shit, and even some of the stuff he's like, I can't explain this, and this shit's all crazy. So it's definitely some fun stuff to see if you like conspiracy theories. I know Renee, I know you love some UFO conspiracy theories. I would check out the Y Files. I think it's some interesting stuff.
They're real, Ray. They're real. Hey, we're too fucking stupid to think that we're the fucking smartest fucking beings in the universe. Like, we're not the smartest fucking thing out there. If we are, that's fucking sad.
I believe in aliens. I think they're definitely. If this is it, this is the best.
Fucking egotistical.
If this is the best the universe can do, that's pretty fucking lame.
That's fucking lame.
This
is literally fucking lame.
Universe, us fucking lame ass humans. Like, they really, come on, man, you guys can do better.
Politicians and lawyers lame. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. So, if this was it, I'd be pretty fucking bummed if this was the only thing we had going for us. So, yeah, definitely some some other shit going on out there. So yeah, the Y Files. Go check that channel out if you like conspiracy stuff. I'm finding I did a deep dive on a lot of shit last night. So I love the internet. You can fucking find everything. All right. Any hidden gems for you this week?
No. Fucking just still Tears of the Kingdom. That's fucking great. I love it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I really want you to get. I really want you to get into a Zelda game because I think this one here. It looks like they might. I'm assuming I haven't finished it yet, but I'm assuming they're going to go for a trilogy, and it's good because you get to see how the land evolves. It's still the same land, but it's just even more now. It's like it's battle worn. New shit's happened, and the familiar places are familiar, but just changed enough. It's a sick game, dude. You got to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got Fight Forever coming out in a couple weeks. That's cool.
I know. I got that coming too.
Yeah, I've been playing. I played a little bit of Star Fox with the N64 controller. It just feels like home, man.
Does it? Oh, you bought one?
Yeah, Andrew got me one. I was
nice.
Nice. Yeah, so it feels if even playing like the Mario 64, I was like, oh yeah, this feels a lot better. It feels a lot smoother. Like
it's like fucking like slipping into a glove.
Yeah, it's a muscle memory thing. I played so much of that shit. It's like, oh yeah, and I haven't played GoldenEye yet. I want to play a little bit of that, see how that feels.
At first, it's restrictive, and then it becomes a part of
you. Oh man. Oh shit! All right. On that note, shout out to everybody that jumped in the chat. Yeah, go see Flash, man. If you haven't seen Flash yet, go see it and come back and watch the review. Let's see. Laurie, have a great weekend, gents. Bye, Kanoi and Krista.
Kenobi.
Kanoi.
It sounds like Keanu's got Keanu and Kanoi. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And then we'll be back hopefully next week. I think no big movie next week, but the week after we're gonna have our Indy 4 or Indy 5, sorry. Yeah. That should be fun. And then we'll be back on track. A lot of big shit coming up, man. July is gonna be lit. All right. So we're gonna head out, and we'll see you guys soon. Adios,
señorita.
La marihuana y la rapidez van en el primer cajón, la cocaína en el segundo y la heroína en el de abajo. Siempre hay que separar las drogas. It's the best.